Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rise of Legends Season 3, Round 2 and Day 2. And like the first game go where Peachy was casting by herself, I was feeling really bad out there. So I'm back with Peachy in this
Agree.
game. So Peachy, welcome back to the caster deck once again for the second match between Team Celsius Esports versus Team Detol X DT. देखते हैं वो लोग 99% तक धो सकते हैं कि नहीं पीछे इस गेम पे.
ये भी सही है 1% तो है अभी चांस सेल्सियस ई स्पोर्ट्स के पास एंड लेट्स जस्ट सी इफ दे कुड प्ले दैट 1% चांस एंड विद दैट वी डू हैव एक्साइटिंग टीम्स अप आर यू एक्साइटेड Shinryu?
Man, I was excited from the very beginning. I wanted to come fast before to the casting deck, but you got that good game between Team Move On versus Team. I think it was Team
Title.
Untitled, and damn, that was a brilliant game. And you put up such a energetic performance yourself. Kudos to you for casting that alone. But as the second game goes, we will have a better time, together casting this game. So let's see
Yes,
what
sir.
Team Celsius Esports do because, we already have a little bit info about them. They are that, previous Impurity Esports. So it's going to be a heck of a match, I believe.
Correct. Now again, this is one of the teams who have been making names since the past year. Again, this tournament scene in India, especially for Mobile Legends 5v5, it has just started beginning around that September, August. That was the time. But even before that, I have seen Celsius Esports running around in all the possible tournaments which were happening here, and they have been making names from that. So yes, I'm excited to see if they are proceeding towards the round number 3, and let's dive into the draft very soon.
Yes, the draft will dictate the pace of the game. We will see what the teams would like to go for. The specs as well as the bans would really, really make the difference for this game because we know a lot of the teams like to go for those trade-offs. They want to get some heroes for themselves, whereas they also want to give a few heroes just to get them. Like they feel like they can counter it, but the meta is something which is kind of shifting around the time. With the last patch, wherein we get to see the Selena as well as the Badang taking the spotlight recently, and also we cannot forget the Julian, which whose performance was spot on from the side of Team Untitled. Don't you agree?
That's true. Both the teams, they would love to try to take down the meta heroes into their hands. Now Celsius Esports, one of their signature picks, the Selena. I want to see that team Detol X DT will be the one banning it up. Now again, we would love to see if they have done their homework here, because it is much important if they want to proceed to the round number 3. But other than that, Selena pick is would be a monumental pick right here. Last game you did see the same. Selena was there left and right. The Abyssal Arrow did not stop at all, and given into the hands of Neko's Queen as well. So yep, we do see him coming in. So that is going to be another interesting game.
Hey, like we're talking about, Team Impurity's old lineup is also here, and you can see that lineup, which is currently being playing from the side of Team Impurity on the blue side. And this Neko's Queen, there is Chiching level 1. Okay, he's level -1, I guess. Not level 1, isn't it? So there's
Yep.
Super Cave, there is ASAP, Kelly, and there is Dark from this side, whereas the other team has Asahi. I cannot read the rest of the stuff. I'm sorry, brother. I'm not trying to get that into my head at this point. Then there's Ryu Zone, and then there is that but real. Then there is King Jen, and there is Badasses. So let's see if they can kick some asses in this game or not, or will their ass get kicked. But the first ban has already taken place. The Garut Kacha taking the spotlight right now.
Oh, understandable why they want to go ahead with that. But again, there is a high possibility that they want to open up a high loss for Dark, or maybe a 4 years. Again, it is one of his signature picks coming in, so we might be looking ahead for that. But onto the side of team Detol XDT, the 4 years should be a ban. The Selena must be a ban. The Fanny. Oh, of course, the Fanny is a very good ban right here, but at the same time, they need to do the respect bans right from the first. And yep, a little bit, into the hands of Neko's Queen, his heroes getting banned up. But again, a slow draft coming in.
Yes, they are taking their time. I think they just want to make sure that they get this draft properly done. And I think taking their time is the right choice because there are a lot of heroes which can be prioritize. The meta is obviously that has been shifting around, but there are few heroes which we have been seeing in the banning section, like the Badang one of those heroes which will be there, to constantly, and a lot of teams don't like to play around that hero. So I think this time around we might get to see some comfort picks from both the sides, but again, like you mentioned, the signature heroes as well as the power picks for some of these players should get banned. Let's see if there will be any kind of pocket picks that might come through in this game, though. Well, we will have to wait for that, though, right, PG? Well, while we wait for
Yep.
PG, let's go back to the draft. Okay, she's here. She's here. That was fast. That was fast. Yeah.
Sorry,
I was
sorry
waiting for
about
you. No
sorry
worries. No
about
worries.
but looks
Mhm.
like they have taken their sweet time as well. Eh, So yep, the Matilda getting banned, but as we have already mentioned, the bans, Selena, where is it? Because the first pick is into the hands of Team Celsius Esports, and yes, they would love to pick up a Selena. Now the Barang is closed off, the Katurkacha is closed off. So the Selena would be the first pick, and followed up by a high loss or maybe a 4 years. Other than that, the Julian is still open, the Suyu is still open. There's a high possibility that team that all likes DT could pick up the Suyu for themselves. So let's just wait and watch.
Indeed, and time and again we have seen, there are time where the teams they just give those heroes away. They think that they can counter it out, but sometimes that can be the double-edged sword. It can just work against your side as well. And so far, like you mentioned, there are still a lot of heroes there, but the goal lane is something we don't see a lot of team going for the prior first pick. So there can be that mage as the first pick from the side of team. Celsius Esports, they can get that Selena for themselves, like you mentioned. And there is the Shuyu as well as the Julian, which is also opened. And they are really trending right now, at least in the jungle. So let's see if they
Mhm.
would want to prioritize that. And apart from that, the Hylos is obviously there. And right now, with the CC being buffed, I don't think so. A lot of teams would like to go for the Hylos first pick. But look at that, the Julian comes through.
Highly unexpected. I was expecting a Selena, but here we are, Julian getting prioritized. His popularity is just skyrocketing as of now. He did not
In-
receive a buff, he did not receive a nerf, but yet he is here
Hey,
back again into the
hey, you
meta.
know what?
Hmm.
What did he receive? He recently got a change in his role. He is now an assassin from a fighter.
Oh, that's
So that's
interesting.
mm-hmm. That's what actually happened. That's why his popularity just skyrocketed a little bit. And one of the heroes which we're really used to seeing in the banning section, the rank games at least, is the Melissa. So I think that is also one of the popular heroes right now.
Indian meta, yes, I do agree. The Melissa is getting banned in your rank games as well. I don't know how, why suddenly, but Selena, sorry, not the Selena, but the Melissa does
Melissa.
work it out very well, given they just waited out for the late game.
Hey, the late game is something a lot of games do not go far. Like most of the games we see nowadays just getting over in the time span of 10 to 14 minutes. So I don't think so
True.
that is enough time for these heroes to come online. They already have picked two heroes which are really late centric. I don't know if they can actually get the farm necessary for those two heroes at this point.
This is where the teams do make the mistake. The last game as well, team
Mm-hmm.
move on. They relied on to the late. Mid to the late game, they did not cover up the early game, while as the team Untitled, they had that early game. Here as well, we do see team Celsius Esports having the early game with a Julian, and they did cover up the late game with a Moscow. This is not a counter for a Melissa, but they want to make sure they get the split push on. Fear of destruction is always there onto the land of dawn. We are talking about Super Cave as well. He's going as their tanker. He's going as their roamer. Now he is going to be there, a little bit of a tanky, a beefy frontliner for them, making the Moscow a little bit of space there. But again, Moscow, they are not going to focus it on him onto the early game, while it will be the focus will be the Julian.
Yes, and along with the Hylos, the early game presence is constantly there. The Hylos can go in with the Glorious Pathway and give a lot of mobility to the Julian, who can just go in after reaching that level 3. So, like you mentioned, that is the early game, the side of team. Detol XDT needs to be concerned about, because right now they are finally banning that Selena, which we have been talking about from the very beginning of the draft. And I think it was necessary. The Selena could have been a bad news. The early game could have been double down with the Selena pick on their side, from the side of, for team Celsius Esports at that point.
There we go. The little bit of a homework bans are coming in. They are coming to the ban section finally, but at the same time, both the sides have picked up their junglers, their marksmen. Now there is this Sicilian. They
Hmm.
Team Celsius Esports have not picked up the mage. There's a high possibility we might be looking at a Eve coming in, but at the same time, they want a burst hero. They want to make sure that the Melissa won't be standing up. Trying to make sure that they get away from the Suyu as well, because again, you just know that there could be the Suyu onto the flank, or maybe try to wait it out, try to make sure to get I have seen this kind of gameplays as well. The jungler waits it out. The team is giving up the
Hmm.
sets. But the jungler doesn't jumps in right away. He just waits for
Right.
the enemy to get their HP load. Using up their resources, and then this is kind of the gameplay when Suyu does it. It does works it out very well. But the early game, this is not viable. So it is going to be a little bit of a slow start for the side of Team Detol XDT.
Yes, they need something for that early game lockdown. Maybe a tank which can actually give a good early game presence, or maybe an EXP that can just make sure that they don't get snowballed early on. But again, like you mentioned, the Eve could really work for the side of team Celsius Esports at this point, because the double slowdown from the Hylos as well as the Eve can work really so well. And the ban for that Valentina was just to make sure that this Lucas does not get counter at all. I think that is a smart ban coming in from their end.
Oh, that's a very good coming in, but looks like Team Celsius Esports have missed out one of their bans. Look, maybe it's Dark who is trying to come up online, but the picks is on. Is it going to be an auto pick, or is it going to be them just eating it out? What is it going to be? Because Neko's Queen, he has to pick up something that gives up a good amount of damage, a little bit of a option to move away from Suyu, move away from the Sicilian as well. One of his signature pick coming in right from the day one. Very good heroes. The Vexana does work it out very well. The distance is there. With the Eternal Guard as well. But at the same time, the Lucas. They need to melt down the Lucas. They need to make sure that they are eliminating Lucas right before the team fights, so that it would be a little bit of easy fight for them. But again, both the sides, they have enough damage. Now Dark has picked up a Dairoth against a Lucas. Very good hero, but at the same time they needed a little bit of a more HP. I believe if Julian can make a quick rotation to the EXP lane, they still can cover it up for the HP that they were losing into the EXP lane.
Yes, and we have been seeing in MPL ID so far that whenever there is a Lucas picked, that CC or that Dairoth is a constant lock on from a lot of teams. So I think that idea just got inspired from that point of view. So that is something we need to watch. But I like that last pick coming in from the side of team. Detol SDT just to lock on their room with that Carmilla. I feel like that was the missing piece that they needed. That link for that early game could really work. Just amplify the damage for the rest of the members. That's a
Yep.
smart pick. Once again, I feel like it can work, but again, they need a lot of farm, which is still a matter of concern for their side. They need to buy the time for their side. So far, we will finally go in the land of town for the second game of the evening. And if you guys haven't subscribed, please do so, as well as share the stream with your friends so they can also watch this amazing Rise of Legends Season 3 powered by Yama Sports, as well as I cannot read the other part. So if you can help me out, Peachy, I would really be happy. It is, I think, NXM Gaming Association. So
Yep.
Kudos to both of them. Shout out to both of them for supporting us, and of course, Blank Esports for always being there to present this to all our lovely viewers. So we will finally go in the land of Dawn, and on the caster deck is gonna be Shinryu and Peachy to bring you the action live from the land of Dawn. So Peachy, so far looking at the draft, which one do you prefer? Which draft do you think you're leaning a bit more?
No doubt it will be Celsius Esports. They covered the early game while team the side of Team Dettol DT are waiting it out for the late game. There's a very, very, very less chance that they might get into the late game, and if they do, kudos for them because the Sicilian will be farmed up. Melissa will be having all the items, necessary items, along with her positioning herself very well. And the Lucas, let's not forget the Lucas. His HP is like literally so tanky. It gets so tanky into the late game, and I really don't like to face that. So the same goes for them as well because they have a Moscow. They have Vexana. Moscow, yes, he can melt it down, but the Vexana needs to be make sure that he is safe. But Shinryu, there's one more thing.
Hmm.
Every coin has a two sides, right? This Carmilla pick. This could be a very good pick, or this would be not a very good pick for them, because onto the side of Team Celsius Esports, they have a lot of mobility. They have 2 to 3 dashes. The Dairoth, the
Hmm.
Julian, the Moscow. They do have a chance to melt out. If the Carmilla does times it out very well with the curse of blood, they have it into their hands. But if they don't, that is going to be a problem for them.
Hey, the problem that could be a problem, like you mentioned, the Carmilla pick is something like a double-edged sword. It can be either the nail in the coffin or it can work
Hmm.
out really well. So I think it would depend on the timing and as well as the how well the team can synergize around that pick. And so far, we have seen a lot of teams when they have picked the Carmilla, they actually know how to synergize around that. Otherwise, it's just a wasted ult because you don't want to just use it on one or two people. You just want to get connect onto at least 3 to 4, maybe like a 5-man set where you can get that wipeout instantly. So I think the objective control is where those team fights can actually, get handy, where the Carmilla's Curse of Blood can connect onto a multiple number of people. So it'll be interesting to watch how well they can just make it work. Apart from that, I think the early game is still not so bad with the Julian, not the Julian, with the Shuyu being active. It's a fast jungle clear. I think the level 5 is something that Julian as well as the Shu you can really walk fast with the jungle speed, and it would be just come down to how the rest of the team can give the space, that turtle control as well as the zoning would be really a matter of concern for a lot of teams. And with the Tyroth early game, I think they might lose a little bit ground, but again, the Lucas can provide that with the sustain, like you mentioned, with the vengeance as well. So it will be coming down to how well they can actually put out their micros at that point of time.
Agreed. But with that, the mid game is where the side of Team Dettol XDT are going to shine. That is somewhere, if they keep up the farm with Celsius Esports, they can do it. But on to the other hand, we know Celsius Esports, they love to move around fast. They have a Dairoth. Their Dairoth has us to clear their minions up, come to the mid lane, try to take down Sicilian. Sicilian does have flicker, but that 100-second cooldown, that is
Mhm.
something he has to save it out for the important moments coming in into the team fight.
Hey, talking about important moments, welcome back to the Land of Dawn finally, guys. Sorry for that short pause because we were just making sure the teams play under the best circumstances, no advantage or no biasness to the other team. But talking about that, Peachy, the first blood will be drawn from the side of Team Dead DT just a couple of seconds into the game.
No, Dark is definitely lagging. His network is still not up, but let's just wait and watch. Looks like that pause might come through again, but other than that, I don't feel like he's still online. A little bit of a lethal play into the hands of Team Celsius Esports, very good, but onto the bot lane as well. There's both the marksmen going in.
Hey, they're going in, but they can see the support coming in from their roamers as well. And there's another rotation coming in from the Julian, and you'll get the knock up as well as the damage necessary to take down. That's Carmilla as well as the Joining in late to the party would be the Shuyu, but not really enough damage. And the three members, although low, will be walking out. You can see the Shuyu
Oh,
trying to go in under the turret. Oh my goodness, it was so aggressive as there is a Cecilion finally making the rotation, and they are not stopping yet. You can see the Melissa doing a lot of damage as well as the Shuyu still trying to wait, but again, another kill. I think Dark is not having a good internet connection at this point, where the Moscow needs to be careful, isolated on the three members still trying to survive, but not for too long, and the kill will be going in the hands of that Shuyu early on in the game.
this is totally unexpected. Onto the other hand, Nico's Queen looking all alone, but they do have the Julian.
Hey, you can see the sustenance coming in from that Lucas, like you mentioned. Again, there is the rest of the members coming to give the support, the backup that was necessary. But again, there is the kill from the Carmilla, unexpected, I would say. But yes, again, Dark, like you mentioned, will need to work with his internet, but this turtle won't wait to work for the side of Team Celsius Esports as Team Retro XDT are just going in aggressive. A blue buff being invaded by them, but there's another kill. Super K will also get taken down, but the aggression does not stop. You can see that the Shuyo again going in inside the jungle with the help of the Carmilla, but they will finally decide to retreat, I believe, because they don't want to overextend, or do they? Because they are not stopping anytime soon. You can see they are again going in. Julian forced to retreat as the rest of the member trying to go for a 3v1, as well as the red buff will be secured by Super Cave at this point. Sorry, a Sap Kyle, but the
Mhm.
Super K will not be surviving, but then again, they are not stopping here. I think this fight will just go forever and ever. This is a brawl at this point.
They got that advantage of the early game. They got that little bit of farm from this Dyrod who was lagging behind, but oh,
But again, you can see that Moskov just being careful enough not to get taken down once again, but Melissa just trying constantly to poke them out, but he will be successful to get out of the harm's way with Dark once again. Things are not looking too good for the side of Team Celsius Esports at this point.
the Celsius Esports, they have a lot to cover. They do have that early game into their hands, but because of them losing a little bit of farm, okay, Moscow again, he is in, jeopardy, but that will be just a threat from this Carmela. Uh, we are looking at Suyu playing it very aggressively. He did get that kills into his hands, while Melissa as well, because I do see a little bit of a EXP difference already.
Yes, at this point you can see the kill difference making that, XP difference as well. The Curse of Blood does connect, but there is a Revitalize trying to gain the lost HP, as there is the rotation from both the side, but they are deciding to not just go in at this point. The Melissa might get a free turret if the rest of the team just not go in for the defense, but there is the zoning coming in from the side of Team Detalux DD at this point, and they're also trying to go in for the steal of the red buff, but they won't be successful at that.
They are playing it around very quick. I was expecting Celsius Esports to do the same, but it is the other way around. But on the other hand, Moscow.
Hey, the Moskov again, but this time the both of them will get taken down. Riot also being the victim of that, as the rest of the team is still being aggressive. Team Detalix DT, I think they're just taking advantage of the fact the other team's member is inactive at this point, and they're just making sure that their goalie does not go to any vein. As you can see, they're trying to make way to the mid lane.
Oh my, oh my! Look at that score, 0-8-0. This is really the peak of having a little bit of issue with your internet. But again, they are just like they are pressing on that advantage. They know that the Dyrod cannot do anything at this point, while Moscow is trying to get. Oh, the Inspire is up.
Oh, you can see a lot of damage being placed onto the Melissa, and finally a kill going in the hands of that team's mage at this point. But again, it is too late, because they are getting the turrets left and right, and the goal lead is already favoring the side of Team Datalex DT. They're not wanna give away the advantage, but again, on the top lane you can see the Tyrell still being inactive, will get taken down, and another kill. Another time Dark will be falling, not really having a good game, as the rest of the members trying to go in aggressive. The Curse of Blood does connect, as there's the SOD onto the member. There's just the ultimate from the high loss, but it's not really working. The glorious pathway just making sure that he dies gloriously, but the Moscow will also get taken down. The damage already online from that late game heroes at this point of time.
The scores are really, really, and also about the goal difference as well. It is coming out very badly into the hands of Team Celsius Esports. Now, again, they have to make sure that they don't lose it out. But Julian, look at him. He's not able to get that 1v1 against a Melissa as of now. They are pushing down objectives. They are just making sure they are pressing onto their advantage a time by time because look at them.
Hey, they are just doubling down that the side of Team Celsius Esports cannot back out. As you can see, the Sagon Claws will be connecting on the two members, and they're just too low, but will be getting out of the harms with the knock up from the Julian. Is there, but there comes Melissa from the backline flank, getting two double kill as she was trying to get another kill onto that Julian, but he will be able to get out of the harms with the help of his skills. But this is getting from bad to worse for the side of Team Celsius Esports. What do they do here, PG?
They need to wait it out. They need to wait out for the Dyrot to come online, but I don't think that is coming out because 7 minutes into the game, he's still not online. He's just moving around, but at the same time, Suyu jumps in, looking very low.
Hey, they are too low, and there will be two members getting taken down. Dark already having a bad game, 12 times taken down, and that just gives so much fun to the other team. As you can see, the damage from the Melissa almost about to take down the Moscow, but he will be getting out. But again, Dark going in just to get taken down, and at this point, he should just stay under his base. But you can see a 1v1 going on between the Julian, between the two junglers at this point, but it is just a back and forth. They are not giving up. As you can see, this is might be the Shuyo coming on top with the level difference. You can see there is that SOD will not connect. Nobody home. So I think they might want to look for the next Lord at this point for the side of Team Deadlock DT.
The rose gold meteor was there to save the Julian. Did give him that little 2 seconds to survive it out, but unfortunately, it was not unfortunately, fortunately, it was the Suyu playing it out over, with the time. He just waited out for the rose gold to move out, and he did get it over, but
Oh, the middle, and you can see the glorious pathway again used, but he's just trying to get out of the harm's way as one member will be taken down. The Moscow once again at a bad spot, but the Julian still trying to get out, but Lucas will be making sure that he does not, as they are just going in all with their rest of the members as well as the minions marching down. They're trying to crack open that base at this stage of game.
it is really interesting to think that one member being offline, one just the AXP lane just changed the tide of the game. The inhibitors are down even without the lord. Not even the first level lord has just jumped in, and that is so much damage into the hands of Cecilian and Melissa as of now, and his sanguine claws are connecting. And when you're talking about when it's connecting, not just one member, that's like 3 members every single time that I see it into the mid lane. Team Celsius Esports, they need to play it a little bit of scattered. I feel like Dark is online. I feel like he's back online, but the damage is already done. They have to make sure that they get a defense successfully, and if they don't, it is going to be a big, big problem. A little bit of chase.
Hey, you can see the Julian in a bad spot in the midst of three members, but the damage should be enough to take him down as the Lord is still marching down the top lane and the rest of the members are trying to crack open that base. You can see the damage from Melissa has already scaled up so much that she can just zone three members by herself. But again, that SOD will be there, but the mid lane turret is still standing, not for too long, as just gets taken down. And there is the Lord marching down, and the rest of the team trying to defend it. But the Sagun Claws, as well as you can see the Curse of Blood, will be connecting, but the base won't be standing as Team Dead LXDT did not waste any time to get that game in their hands.
Highly unexpected match. That was just not the match I was expecting that I would be looking at. Looks like teams, the aura that Team Celsius Esports had, it was stolen away. It was just taken away. While Ryuzone is the one taking that MVP. He really fed on that Dairoth a lot.
Definitely so. Like you mentioned in the drafting stage as well, Dark did not ban that hero, and it could be that he was AFK, and that was the case. And they made sure that they took complete advantage of that fact. And given the fact Team Celsius Esports could not hold it for long, I think it was just that they just farmed off that free, resources that they got the entirety of that game.
That's true. That's true. They have been trying to make sure that the Moscow was getting a little bit of farm. Look at him, 26% of the damage, almost close to the Julian, but they weren't able to get the CC in. Even with the Vexana, even with a Julian, Julian did his best with a split push, but he was already getting caught out by the Suyu. That was the case here, but let's just talk about the Sicilian and the Melissa. They have been just dominating while they are the ones who are shining out of the mid to the late game.
I mean, the Melissa could get a easy lane, with the rest of the members, making sure that she get complete help. The EXP lane did not need so much rotation, whereas that gold lane got that constant amount of, pressure from the rest of the member, and the
Hmm.
Moscow did not get too much space to play with. And you could see in the early game, like 3 to 4 members were constantly tailing him, making sure that he gets taken down. And I think that was a well strategized game from the side of team Deadpool XDT. They made sure, that 99% jo Kidano hai, they get taken down. And this time they made sure like all the members get taken down one by one as they just stomp on them for this game.
So basically, they're all XDT, the 100%. The germs are gone. It's a complete wipeout.
It is a complete vibe out indeed, but I think it was just a tough luck for the side of Team Celsius Esports. They can perform
Yeah.
better. We have already seen it was just a tough luck. The member being AFK, but it is not a game over. They can come back stronger. But again, for this round, Team Detrolix DT will be the one moving to the next round. Congratulations to them. But with this, we might have to go for a short break finally for the next game to start. So, guys, don't go anywhere. If you just go, this should be better to rehydrate yourself because we'll be coming back really soon with the next matchup, which is going to be an amazing and we might get to see a different variety of casting. Let's see. There will be a surprises. So, just wait for it, guys.
तो हेलो देवी और सज्जनों, स्वागत है आपका एक और नए दिन पे द राइज ऑफ लेजेंड सीजन 3। और इसी के साथ यहाँ पे जो एक बेहतरीन मैच हमें जरूर देखने को मिलेगा। मैं हूँ आपका कास्टर शिनरा और मेरे साथ जुड़ चुके हैं मेरे को कास्टर जय भाई। तो जानेंगे उनसे इस मैच के बारे में। तो जय भाई, क्या हाल है आपके? जी शिनरा भाई, बिल्कुल बहुत ही बढ़िया हाल चाल है। और जो अभी आज का टीम जो हमारे आर्मागेडन स्पोर्ट्स और यूएनडी का बीच में मैच होने वाला है, तो बहुत अच्छा मैच होने वाला है। और हमें यहाँ पे स्पेशली जो है बैन और पिक्स जो हो रहे हैं वो देखना पड़ेगा कि क्या बैन होता है, क्या पिक्स होता है और कैसे खेलते हैं वो लोग। क्या काउंटर पिक्स होगा, क्या रेस्पेक्ट बैन होगा, वो भी देखने को हमें मौका मिलेगा शिनरा भाई। जी बिल्कुल। अरे आजकल जो यहाँ पे सीन है ये तो बहुत ही बेहतरीन लगा ही रहता है। और उसी के साथ जैसे कि आपने कहा क्या पिक हमें देखने को मिलेंगे, उसी के साथ हम लोग आ चुके हैं ड्राफ्टिंग फेज की तरफ। और यहाँ पे हमें जो है चुनना मिले देखने को मिलेगा, लेकिन मेरे बोलने से पहले यहाँ पे बैन कर दिया गया है बादाम को। और इसी के साथ यहाँ पे जय भाई आपकी दिव्य दृष्टि जानना चाहूंगा, क्या यहाँ पे है दो बैन और हमें देखने को मिलेंगे यहाँ पे? जी बिल्कुल शिंडा भाई, यहाँ पे जैसे अभी बैन चल रहा है उसमें फेनी हारित को बैन होने की चांसेस भी ज्यादा है। उसके साथ जो सेलेना आजकल बहुत पीक हो रहा है, तो सेलेना बैन होने के भी चांसेस हमें देखने को मिल सकता है। तो यहाँ पे मैक्सिमम टाइम जो बैन्स हो रहे हैं अभी के टूर्नामेंट्स में, वहाँ पे फेनी ज्यादातर बैन होते हुए हमें देखने को मिल रहा है शिंडा भाई, क्योंकि फेनी इतना मोबिलिटी हीरो है। इसी के साथ देखिए फेनी हमें बैन देखने को मिल गया है। जी बिल्कुल, आपकी दिव्य दृष्टि जैसे मैं बोलता हूँ आपके, जब बोलने से पहले ही आप जैसे ही बोलते हैं तो बैन हो जाता है। वहां पे जो है फैनी को बैन कर दिया गया था। और इसी के साथ यहाँ पे ये बाहर हो जाएंगी इस बैटलफील्ड से इस मैच के लिए। फैनी जी वो नहीं अपनी जो है केबल्स लगा पाएंगी लैंड ऑफ डॉन में। उसी के साथ दूसरे बैन की तरफ बढ़ते हुए क्या हमें देखने को मिल सकता है, क्या हमें हैरियत यहाँ पे बैन देखने को मिल सकता है, या फिर हमें देखने को मिलेगा कोई एमएम, या फिर हमें देखने को मिल सकते हैं एमएम में ग्रेंजर बैन, या फिर मेलेसा, क्योंकि मेलेसा भी आजकल बहुत अच्छी चल रही है। उसी के साथ यहाँ पे हमें क्या फिर देखने को मिलेगा हाइलॉस बैन, क्योंकि हमें पता है कि टैंक में और नाम लेते ही हमारे घोड़ा मानव इनको हम कहते हैं, उनको जो है बैन कर दिया गया है। उसी के साथ यहाँ पे दूसरा बैन क्या देखने को मिल सकता है टीम यूएनडी की तरफ से? जी बिल्कुल शिंडा भाई, जो आपका भी दिव्यदृष्टि आजकल बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है, जैसे बोलते हैं ऐसे ही बैन हो जाता है। इसी के साथ जो हमें हायाबुसा जो उनका क्वाड शेडो देखने की मौका बिल्कुल ही नहीं मिलेगा इस टूर्नामेंट की इस मैच में। तो यहाँ पे हायाबुसा भी बहुत ही अच्छा बैन मैं बोलना चाहूंगा कि उनका जो आपका पीछे के जो हीरोज होते हैं, एमएम हो गया, मेज हो गया, उनको जो उनको आप मार सकते हो, उनका जो कैपेबिलिटी है शेडो की, जो स्क्वाड शेडो यूज करते हुए, उसकी वजह से ये बैन बहुत ही सही बैन है। और साथ ही साथ शायद हमें यहाँ पे हारित को भी बैन देखने को मिलेगा, क्योंकि हारित आजकल गोल्ड लेन पे इतना अच्छा खेल रहे हैं कि यहाँ पे हारित को भी बैन का संभावना बहुत ज्यादा है। इसी के साथ देखिए आपने जो चुलबुली रानी जॉय, उनको भी बैन कर दिया गया है शिंद्रा भाई। तो बहुत ही अच्छा यहाँ पे जो बैन है टीम्स, दोनों टीम्स के बहुत ही बढ़िया बैन हमें देखने को मिल रहा है, जो प्रॉपर बैन होता है। और जो हमारे सिंधु भाई है, सिवड़ी, उनको भी बैन कर दिया गया कि जो आपका आरडी टू मिड गेम होता है, उसमें बहुत अगर स्नोबॉल का मौका मिलता है तो बहुत ही ज्यादा डोमिनेट कर सकते हैं वो गेम को।
जी, बिल्कुल, अर्ली गेम का मौका नहीं देना चाहते, लेकिन यहाँ पे अभी मैं कहूँगा आपको जय भाई, जूलियन अभी भी ओपन है, यहाँ पे जूलियन उठाने का मौका ज़रूर मिल रहा है यहाँ पे। टीम है यहाँ पे उनके साथ क्या ये जाना चाहेंगे? क्या ये पिक करना चाहेंगे जूलियन या फिर किसी और दूसरे पिक के साथ जाना चाहेंगे? क्या लगता है जय भाई यहाँ पे क्या यहाँ पे पिक कर सकते हैं?
जी जैसे कि आपने कहा जूलियन पिक भी बहुत ही अच्छा ऑप्शन है, लेकिन यहाँ पे लुकास भी ओपन है। और जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि जो हारित आजकल डोमिनेट कर रहे हैं ग्लोन लेन पे, तो यहाँ पे हारित भी हमें देखने को मिल सकता है। इसी के साथ जो हमारे मातिल्डा, जो उड़ती बनू पंछी पीडू, आपका स्पेशल मातिल्डा को यहाँ पे पिक कर ले गया, जो टीम को एक मोबिलिटी बूस्ट देता है, डैश बूस्ट मिलता है। वो बहुत ही बढ़िया पिक बोल सकते हैं मातिल्डा को। यहाँ पे जो साथ में हमें रूबी जो है पिक देखने को मिल रहा है। रूबी बहुत ही सस्टेन हीरो कर सकते हैं, उनके जो रिजेनरेशन है बहुत ही ज्यादा है। और आपने जो कहा था जो आपका यहाँ पे मेलिसा जो अच्छा खासा डैमेज दे रहे हैं, आउटपुट दे रहे हैं आजकल, या तो बैन या पिक रेट में देखने को मिल रहा है। बहुत ही शानदार पिक दोनों टीम की तरफ से देखने को मिल रहा है। इसी के साथ जो हमारे सेलिना जो एबीसी क्वीन है, उनको भी ले लिया गया शिंडा भाई।
जी, बिल्कुल, यहाँ पे एबेसिल एरो जो हैं वो मारे जाएँगे सबको यहाँ। और इसी के साथ यहाँ पे बैटलफ़ील्ड पे जो है काफ़ी ज़्यादा स्टन जो है वो प्रोवाइड करती है सेलिना। एक टीम में एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण जो है रोल वो ज़रूर निभाएँगी मिड लेन पे। और इसी के साथ यहाँ पे तीसरा जो पिक हमें देखने को मिल सकता है वो जाएँगे किस तरफ? क्या यहाँ पे टैंक पिक किया जाएगा या फिर हाइपर जो है उसको सिक्योर किया जाएगा? देखने वाली बात होगी यहाँ पे कि क्या पिक हमें देखने को मिलता है, क्योंकि लूकस अभी भी ओपन है, लेकिन मेरे को लगता नहीं है कि लूकस अभी उठाएँगे, क्योंकि अगर लूकस उठाते तो जो एनिमी टीम है उनके पास वैलेंटीना उठाने का मौका ज़रूर रहेगा वहाँ पे। उसी के साथ यहाँ पे उठाया गया है ग्रेंजर को, तो यहाँ पे दैट सोनाटा हमें ज़रूर देखने को मिलेगी। गोल्ड लेन पे जो है थोड़े से डोमिनेट ज़रूर करेंगे ग्रेंजर।
जी, बिल्कुल शिंडा भाई, यहाँ पे जो पिक है बहुत ही अच्छा। देखिए जैसे उन्होंने पहले मेलिसा पिक किया, उसी के बाद उन्होंने ग्रेंजर पिक कर लिया, क्योंकि ग्रेंजर का जो अल्टीमेट है उसका जो पोकिंग एबिलिटी है बहुत ही अच्छा है। वो दूर से अपना अल्टीमेट यूज करके जो आपको डैमेज दे सकते हैं। जैसे उनको देखने का मौका मिला कि यहाँ पे हार्डिस पिक नहीं हुआ है, वो इंस्टेंट जो है यहाँ पे ग्रेंजर उठा लिया गया है। और इथिल भी आप टीम जो है उठा नहीं सकते, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी उनका एमएम पिक हो चुका है। तो बहुत ही अच्छा डिसीजन यहाँ पे ग्रेंजर का कि दूर से जो डैमेज देंगे, साथ में सेलिना को जो है। यहाँ पे एक चीज देखिएगा, यहाँ पे जो आपका लेफ्ट ब्लू टीम का जो पिक हुआ है, उसमें जो ग्रेंजर हो गया, सेलिना हो गया ना, उनका जो लॉन्ग रेंज डिस्टेंस है अटैक का, और साथ में जो आपका यहाँ पे बूस्ट प्रोवाइड करेंगे डैश वाला माथिल्डा, वो भी बहुत ही अच्छा कॉम्बिनेशन है। और साथ में जो आपका रेड टीम की तरफ से हमें देखने को मिल रहा है ना, कि आपका मेलिसा हो गया, उनका डैमेज है मिड रेंज तक। फिर जो आपका यहाँ पे जो क्लोज रेंज हीरो हो गया आपका रूबी, फिर खालिद खालिद शायद रोम पे जाएंगे यहाँ पे, तो उनका जो है रीजनरेशन जो एबिलिटी है बहुत ही अच्छा। और इसी के साथ जो हमें यहाँ पे हमारी बुरी अम्मा 900 साल की जुशिन, और शायद जो यहाँ पे न्यू बफ्ड हीरो हंजो, उनको भी बैन कर दिया गया है। तो मुझे बैन फेस को लेकर कोई कंप्लेंट नहीं है, बहुत ही बढ़िया बैन जो है यहाँ पे बैन फेस में हमें देखने को मिल रहा है। इसी के साथ साथ अभी जो हमें टैंक बैन जो है देखने को मिल सकता है, कि अभी टैंक ओपन है। ये यहाँ पे आई थिंक मुझे लगता है, अच्छा आपको क्या लगता है शिंदा भाई, कि यहाँ पे जो रूबी या खालिद, इनमें से दोनों कोई टैंक में जाने वाले हैं क्या?
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल देखिए दोनों ही जो ये पिक है ना, ये बहुत ही फ्लेक्स ईएक्सपी और टैंक प्लेयर्स हैं, तो दोनों ही जो है रोम पे भी जा सकते हैं या तो फिर वो है अपनी ईएक्सपी पे जाएँगे। लेकिन जहाँ तक मेरे को लगता है खलीद जी वो ज़रूर जाएँगे रोम पे, क्योंकि उनके पास अच्छा खासा एक मोबिलिटी है। और जो रूबी है वो ज़रा एक्सपी लेन पे ज़रूर जाना चाहेंगी। और उसी के साथ यहाँ पे हमें जो लास्ट बैन है वो जूलियन देखने को मिला है। आपने जैसे कहा था कि जंगल वगैरह भी जो है या फिर टैंक, तो अभी तो है जंगल के साथ उन्होंने है बैन कर दिया गया है जूलियन को। और दूसरी तरफ अगर देखा जाए तो उनको लूकस उनको भी जो है बैन किया गया है। यहाँ पे नोवारिया पे थोड़ा ओवर किया जाएगा। चाहेंगे जो जहाँ पे जो नोवारिया का जो शॉट पड़ता है पीछे से, वो बॉल बड़े जोर से पड़ता है, वो एस्टेरॉइड जो है वो पड़ता है, तो ऑलमोस्ट अगर एक सही एस्टेरॉइड पड़े तो आपके जो स्क्विशी हीरोज़ हैं उनकी एचपी बहुत ज़्यादा जो है कम कर देती है एक बारी में। तो उसी के साथ-साथ जो मैप अवेयरनेस जो सॉरी जो मैप विज़न है वो काफ़ी अच्छी तरीके से जो है प्रोवाइड करवाती है नोवारिया। लेकिन यहाँ पे होवर किया जा रहा है, थोड़ा-सा सोच-विचार ज़रूर करेंगे। और अभी चेंज किया गया है। और ये हमारे ज़ेवियर जी उन पे थोड़ा-सा रखेंगे। जी हाँ, पिक किया गया है ज़ेवियर जी को। उसी के साथ मैं कहूँगा लेट गेम में ज़ेवियर जी का डैमेज भी बहुत अच्छा आता है। लेन क्लियरेबिलिटी उनके साथ बढ़ जाती है। लॉर्ड वगैरह जब भी आते हैं तो थोड़ी ईज़िली रहता है उनको जो है क्लियर करने में। और यहाँ पे यूशिन जिन पे ऊपर क्या कहना चाहेंगे इस पिक के बारे में? यहाँ पे अभी पिक तो नहीं किया है, अभी थोड़ा अवर करेंगे, थोड़ा टीम से जो है विमर्श वगैरह ज़रूर करना चाहेंगे। 2 पिक हमें ज़रूर देखने को मिलेंगे इसके। लेकिन लॉक कर लिया गया है यूशिन सिंह को, क्या कहना चाहते हैं इसके बारे में? क्या भाई?
जी बिल्कुल, यहाँ पे एक चीज बहुत ही एडवांटेज रहेगा उनके पास, भले उनके हीरो स्क्विशी है, ठीक है, लेकिन 2 है, सेलिना हो गया, मातिल्डा की जो आपका डैश बूस्ट की वजह से उनको थोड़ा सा एडवांटेज मिलेगा। ईशिन का जो आपका अल्टीमेट है, उससे क्या होगा, वो जो एनिमीज है उनको अच्छे से देख सकते हैं। उनका अल्टीमेट पे वो प्रोवाइडेशन है कि आप थोड़ा सा डैमेज भी दे सकते हैं एनिमी को, साथ ही साथ आप एनिमी कहाँ पे वो देख सकते हैं। और साथ में जो सेलेना का पूरा लॉन्ग बस्ट एविसल एरो रहेगा, और ग्रेंजर का पोक बस्ट रहेगा, बहुत ही बढ़िया पिक है। और इसी का देखिए हमें लिंक भी देखने को मिल रहा है। ये लिंक आई थिंक इस टूर्नामेंट के लिए, जो अभी इस मैच के लिए लिंक बहुत ही बढ़िया पिक रहेगा, क्योंकि जो आपका ब्लू टीम के पास जो भी टीम है, चो को छोड़ के और जो आपका मातिल्डा को छोड़ के, बाकी तीनों जो है ग्रेंजर हो गए, फिर आपका यूशिशिन हो गए, तो ये जो हीरो से थोड़ा सा है ना कि सेलिना हो गए, वो थोड़ा स्क्विशी हीरो है, तो उनको अगर डैमेज प्रॉपर दिया जाए तो उनके पास थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो जाएगा बचना। और इसी हिसाब से अगर ब्लू टीम की तरफ देखते हैं, मेलिसा उनके पास शील्ड है, रूबी हो गए, रूबी जो है, तो मतलब रूबी को आप जितना भी मारो, उसका जो स्किल्स बेस्ड आपका स्किल बेस्ड है, तो उसकी वजह से उनको रिजनरेशन बहुत जल्दी मिलता है, खालिद भी रिजनरेट कर पाते हैं। तो उन दोनों टीम का कॉम्बिनेशन, एक तरफ है बर्स्ट और स्क्विशी हीरो, और दूसरी तरफ है आपका थोड़ा सा सस्टेन एंड डैमेज हीरो। लिंक आपका बर्स्ट डैमेज देगा, सस्टेन करने के लिए आगे रूबी और खालिद रहेंगे। जेवियर का अल्टीमेट जो है, फिर उसका पोकिंग एबिलिटी, मेलिसा का जो डैमेज है। तो यहाँ पे जो रेड टीम है उनका ना थोड़ा सा पढ़ना जो है अभी राइट नाउ गेम पे थोड़ा सा बारी है, अगर प्रॉपर खेलेंगे तो।
जी, बिल्कुल, जैसे कि आपने कहा थोड़ा-सा भारी ज़रूर रहेगा यहाँ पे। लिंग लेके जो है बहुत ही अच्छा एक मैं कहूँगा बहुत ही अच्छा जंगलर यहाँ पे पिक किया गया है। अल्टी मार के जो है वो है रेटरी जो है बहुत अच्छे से जो अपनी तरीके से जो है अपना जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है वो बहुत ईज़िली ले सकते हैं। और इसी के साथ यहाँ पे दोनों ही टीमें आएँगी अपनी-अपनी जंगलों में। कहना चाहता हूँ देवी और सज्जनों को, हम आ चुके हैं लैंड ऑफ डॉन में। और इसी के साथ किटी बाड़ी यहाँ पे स्टार्ट ज़रूर करना चाहेंगे। लेंगे आएँगे अपने ब्लू बफ पे, और माफ़ी चाहूँगा रेड बफ पे। और इसी के साथ यहाँ पे नीचे अगर हम देखेंगे तो वो भी गए हैं अपने रेड बफ की तरफ। दोनों ही जंगलर अपने रेड बफ से जो है स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे। तो जय भाई क्या लगता है यहाँ पे जो फर्स्ट ब्लड है कौन सी टीम यहाँ पे लेना चाहेंगी? किस टीम को जो है यहाँ पे रेड जो है फर्स्ट ब्लड हमें देखने को मिलेगा?
जी बिल्कुल शिंडा भाई, जैसे कि आपने कहा है कि यहाँ पे जैसे लिंग जो है पहले रेड बफ की तरफ गया, फिर ब्लू बफ की तरफ, क्योंकि अर्ली गेम पे गैंक नहीं होता। लिंग जो है वो आपका बफ डिपेंडेंट हीरो होता है, तो रेड बफ लेके ब्लू बफ इसके बाद लेंगे तो उनका जो ब्लू बफ का सस्टेनेबिलिटी थोड़ा देर ज्यादा देर रहेगा, क्योंकि तब गैंक में काम आएगा। और यहाँ पे जो डैमेज चल रहा है, यहाँ पे रेड टीम को फर्स्ट ब्लड मिलने की बहुत ही ज्यादा संभावना है, क्योंकि अर्ली गेम पे ग्रेंजर भी थोड़ा सा हल्के पड़ जाएंगे लिंक के लेवल 4 होने के बाद। तो यहाँ पे हमें रेड टीम की तरफ से, जो मेरा है एक्सपीरियंस, रेड टीम की तरफ से उनको थोड़ा सा फर्स्ट ब्लड देखने को मिलेगा हमें।
तो जी, जी, बिल्कुल, लेकिन यहाँ पे हालत खराब होती है ग्रेंजर की, जाना पड़ेगा पीछे और इसी का सही वक़्त पे जो है उनको उड़ा लिया गया, अपनी तरफ जो है बुला लिया गया। ब्लिंक का बहुत ही बेहतरीन प्रयोग यहाँ पे किया गया और वो उनको जो है बचाया गया वहाँ पे। मृत्युदंड बार-बार मिलते-मिलते यहाँ पे रह गया, लेकिन पीछे होना पड़ेगा मटिल्डा को। अगर थोड़ा-सा आगे जाएँगी तो मृत्यु यहाँ पे उनको ज़रूर प्राप्त हो सकती है, लेकिन पीछे सही समय पे अपने कदम जो है पीछे हटा लिए हैं उन्होंने और उसी के साथ यहाँ पे लिंग अभी लेवल 4 नहीं हुए हैं। वो थोड़ा फार्म ज़रूर करने की कोशिश करेंगे, लेवल 4 होने की ज़रूर कोशिश करेंगे, लेकिन ऊपर जो है अपने यूशिनशिन है वो ऑलरेडी लेवल 4 हो चुके हैं। पोक ज़रूर करेंगे रूबी को, दोबारा से यहाँ पे पोक किया जा रहा है और उसी के साथ यहाँ पे अपने खलील जी वो भी आ चुके हैं विजन प्रोवाइड करने के लिए, थोड़ी-सी हेल्प जो है वो ज़रूर प्रोवाइड करने के लिए, लेकिन अल का प्रयोग करेंगे और उसी के साथ लोकेशन ज़रूर ले लेंगे यहाँ पे कि कहाँ हैं ये लोग। और यहाँ पे देखिए जिस तरह से आए हैं, हल्का-सा जो है स्टन मारने का प्रयोग करेंगे, लेकिन अभी सेलेरो जो है कनेक्ट नहीं हुआ है। उसी के साथ सेलिना को थोड़ा-सा पोक किया जाएगा। लिंग सही समय पे पीछे हट जाएँगे, ज़्यादा वो है ज़्यादा एंगेज नहीं करना चाहेंगे। उसी के साथ टर्टल महाराज हमारे आ चुके हैं। टर्टल महाराज यहाँ पे आते हुए और इसी के साथ ये जो फाइट है, टर्टल फाइट, ये ज़रूर होगी यहाँ पे, देखना पड़ेगा किस तरह से, लेकिन टॉप लेन पे चाओ को हल्का-सा जो है यहाँ पे पोक किया जा रहा है, उनको हल्का-सा जो है पीछे धकेला जाएगा।
जी बिल्कुल शिनरा भाई, बस मैं ये कहना चाहूंगा, जैसे यूशिन यहाँ पे जंगल कड़ी, इसका देखिए सेलेना का एबिलिटी लोड रखते हुए शायद यहाँ पे फर्स्ट ब्लड हमें जो देखने को मिल सकता है जो है ब्लू टीम की तरफ से, लेकिन रूबी यहाँ पे जो अपना स्किल यूज करते हुए बच गए। तो यहाँ पे मैं कहना चाहूंगा जो यूशिन थी, उन्होंने जो आपका अल्टीमेट का प्रयोग किया, उनको थोड़ा सा 10-15 सेकंड बात करना चाहिए था, क्योंकि टर्टल लेन पे उनको बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत हेल्प मिल सकता था अगर अल्टीमेट यूज होता। इसके बाद देखिए जेबियर का अल्टीमेट आ चुका है, उनका जो डैमेज है वो धीरे धीरे आने लगा है। जेबियर जो पोक करेंगे, पोक एंड बस्ट हीरो है जेबियर, तो टीम ब्लू को थोड़ा सा संभाल के खेलना पड़ेगा। और लिंक जो है अभी पीएल कचुए महाराज की तरफ है नहीं, तो ये एक चांस है ब्लू टीम की तरफ, आर्मागेडन की तरफ की, वो शायद टर्टल ले सकते हैं अगर अभी कोशिश करे तो। लेकिन लिंक जो यहाँ पे कोशिश करेंगे ग्रेंजर की जो है यहाँ पे गोल्डन पे थोड़ा सा हावी हो रखे, और इसी के साथ देखिए ईशुन का सुंदर सा एक अल्टी का प्रयोग उन्होंने देख लिया, आसपास कोई नहीं, तो शायद कछुआ महाराज जो ईशुन की तरफ, आर्मागेडन इसकी तरफ जाने के चांसेस बहुत ही ज्यादा है।
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल लेंगे, लेकिन यहाँ पे उड़न खटोला पीछे से आए हैं, डैमेज जरूर देंगे। अकेले पकड़े गए खलीद भैया, उनको जो है मौका नहीं दिया गया। उड़ते उड़ते उनके जो है उनके जो रेत है उनको जो है सुखा दिया गया। और उसी के साथ यहाँ पे लिंक जो टेम्पेस्ट ऑफ ब्लेड का प्रयोग करके पीछे जरूर जाएंगे, मौका नहीं मिला है यहाँ पे। थोड़ा सा जो इनिशिएशन गलत हुआ, खलीद को अकेले पकड़ के उनको जो है मृत्यु दंड दिया गया। और उसी के साथ यहाँ पे टर्टल जो है वो बहुत ही इजीली हमारे जो जंगलर हैं उन्होंने बहुत ही इजीली ले लिया गया। यूएनडी अभी भी जो है एक जंगलर पीछे है, तो हल्का सा जो है अभी जो प्रभाव है मैच का, हल्का सा जो है ब्लू टीम की तरफ झुकता हुआ।
जी बिल्कुल शिंडा भाई, यहाँ पे जो मैच है बहुत ही बढ़िया रहेगा, क्योंकि आप एक चीज ध्यान रखिएगा, अगर जो यूएनडी है उनके पास अगर प्रॉपर होता है ना, कि जैसे आपका उनका जो डैमेज है मेलिसा से आता है तो बहुत ही बढ़िया रहेगा। लेकिन जैसे हार्मागोडन ईएसपी के पास क्या है, 2-2 एमएम है, जैसे जैसे लेट गेम जाता जाएगा उनका डैमेज आता रहेगा, उसकी वजह से क्या होगा, जो लेट गेम में यूएनडी को थोड़ा सा जो है उनको दिक्कत आ सकता है 2-2 एमएम की वजह से, तो उनको अभी से अर्ली गेम डोमिनेट करना पड़ेगा शिंडा भाई।
जी हाँ, लेकिन यहाँ पे मौका नहीं दिया जा रहा है, लगातार उनको जो है पोक किया जा रहा है। मेलिसा का कोशिश यहाँ पे आए हैं अंदर, लेकिन डैमेज देंगे, मृत्यु दंड यहाँ पे दिया गया है। मेलिसा को पीछे होना पड़ेगा, लेकिन यूशिन की बहुत ही खूबसूरत अल्ट और मेलिसा वहां पे धाराशायी होती हुई, मृत्यु दंड उनको जरूर मिलेगा। और उसके साथ लिंग यहाँ पे आए हैं, डैमेज देने का प्रयोग करेंगे, ब्लेड और टेम्पेस्ट का प्रयोग किया गया, लेकिन फ्लिकर का बेहतरीन प्रयोग, उसके साथ बाहर चले जाएंगे अंदर, जो है बहुत ही कम एचपी पे खलीद बचते हुए, और इसी के साथ कोई अपना मृत्यु नहीं गवाएंगे। बहुत ही बेहतरीन गेम प्ले, लेकिन सलीना का जो है वहां पे ट्रैप बिछा हुआ था, और इसी के साथ यहाँ पे उनको मृत्यु दंड दिया जाएगा। चाओ का देखिए जो टिंडो बहुत ही बेहतरीन तरीके से जो है किक का प्रयोग किया गया, उनको जो है लॉक इन किया गया, और ऊपर रूबी को जो है दिया गया है मृत्यु दंड। अभी जो है हालत थोड़ी सी यूएनडी की खराब होती हुई, उनको जो है थोड़ा सा संभल के जरूर खेलना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि उनका जो है थोड़ा लेट गेम में उनके जो एमएम है वो जरूर आएंगे, जो जेवियर है वो लेट गेम में ज्यादा जो है दिक्कत देंगे, तो थोड़ा सा भी संभल के खेलना पड़ेगा।
जी बिल्कुल शिंडा भाई, यहाँ पे देखिए कितने अच्छे से गैंग किया जा रहा है, चो कितने अच्छे से जो पोक करे, इसी का जो है चो ने मजबूर कर दिया कि जेवियर का जो फ्लिकर है वो यूज हो गया। दूसरा कछुए महाराज आ चुके हैं यहाँ पे, जो उनका यूशिन है ना बहुत ही अच्छा कर रहे हैं कछुए महाराज को बिना कोई दिक्कत के ले रहे। तो मुझे लगता है कि भाई लिंक को यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा संभाल के खेलना चाहिए और टर्टल पे थोड़ा फोकस करना चाहिए, टर्टल जो है हर एक टर्टल में आपको 1000 गोल का एडवांटेज मिलता है हर टीम को। तो यहाँ पे बहुत ही बेहतरीन प्रदर्शन आर्मागेडन ईएसपी की तरफ से, कि उनके पास कुछ ही हीरो होते हो भी वो लोग डैमेज प्रदान कर रहे हैं, साथ में साथ जो रेड टीम को है ना चेक में रख रहे हैं। सेलेना का अच्छा खासा जो आपको यहाँ पे एवेसल हीरो देखने को मिला, रूबी का बहुत ही खूबसूरत सा एक फ्लिकर का कॉम्बो, इसके बाद माथिल्डा को लेते हुए बहुत ही अच्छा सा गेम प्ले देखने को मिला हमें शिंडा भाई।
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल, उनको जो है टावर के अंदर ही रोका गया, उसी के साथ टावर यहाँ लेने के प्रयोग ज़रूर करेंगे, अपने चाव पीछे होंगे लेकिन उनको जो है बहुत ही ज़्यादा डैमेज का जो है प्रहार वो सहना पड़ेगा, पीछे होना पड़ेगा थोड़ा-सा, उनके अलावा थोड़ी कमी है, लेकिन यहाँ पे थोड़ा-सा रिस्क लेके जाएँगे और यहाँ पे इसी के साथ किक का प्रयोग करेंगे, लेकिन किक जो है कनेक्ट नहीं हुआ, बिसल एरो जो है वो कनेक्ट नहीं हुआ और उसी के साथ पीछे हट जाएँगे, लेकिन खली जो है डैमेज ज़रूर देंगे और उसी का फ़ायदा उठा के ले जाएँगे सेलिना का कल फ्री फंड में और चाओ जो है थोड़ा-सा जो है यहाँ पे डिसअपॉइंट ज़रूर होंगे और रूबी को हल्का-सा डैमेज देने का प्रयोग, लेकिन जो है टॉप लेन निकालने की कोशिश ज़रूर करेंगे रूबी, लेकिन पीछे से आ गए हैं उनके हाइपर, लेकिन यहाँ पे देखिए ब्लेड और टेम्पेस्ट का प्रयोग किया गया है, बहुत ही कम एचपी पे, ग्रैंजर बहुत ही लो एचपी पे है, वो लेकिन दैट सुनाता यहाँ पे मारा गया है उनके ऊपर, मटिल्डा चढ़ चुकी है ऑलरेडी, उड़न खटोला उनको जो है बन चुका है और 6 डैमेज के साथ मटिल्डा को सॉरी मटिल्डा कह रहा हूँ मैं, मेलिसा को यहाँ पे खत्म किया जाएगा, उनको दिया गया है यहाँ पे मृत्यु दंड। रही बात बिल्ड की अगर देखा जाए तो ग्रैंजर का बन चुका है स्काई पियर्सर, उसके साथ जो है हंटर स्ट्राइक, 2 आइटम ऑलरेडी बन चुके हैं, तीसरा आइटम बनता हुआ जाता हुआ और दूसरी तरफ अगर एमएम का जो बात करें उनका जो है सिर्फ अभी हैक्स क्लॉ के साथ साथ जो है रोज गोल्ड का मीटियोर का छोटा सा वो बनाए, लेकिन ग्रैंजर पनिश करेंगे यहाँ पे अपने बहुत ही बेहतरीन लिंक को, उसके साथ पीछे से डबल आएंगे, डबल किल निकालते हुए ट्रिपल किल निकालने का मौका क्या मिलेगा यहाँ पे, जी हाँ ट्रिपल किल भी जरूर निकालेंगे, मेनियक निकालने का एक और मौका मिलेगा, रूबी जो है हालत खराब होती है, पीछे होना पड़ेगा रूबी को, क्या यहाँ पे मेनियक और उसी के साथ ग्रैंजर आ चुके हैं बैटलफील्ड पे, वो हो चुके हैं पूरे फील्ड और अब इसी के साथ यहाँ पे मेनियक बहुत ही इजीली निकाल लिया, बीच का जो है उनका जो सेकंड स्तंभ है उसको भी यहाँ पे डिलीट करेंगे ग्रैंजर।
जी, जी, बिल्कुल शिंडा भाई, यहाँ पे ग्रेंजर का जो ईटो जो खेलता है ग्रेंजर हमने पहले भी देखा था और उसका गेम प्ले बहुत ही बढ़िया रहता है, शानदार रहता है। अगर आप ग्रेंजर को बैन नहीं कर सकते, उसका कोई काउंटर नहीं लेते तो आपको बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कत हो सकता है। इसका देखिए सेलेना का कितना अच्छा है, लेरो लगा है। यहाँ पे ब्लू टीम को पीछे जाना पड़ेगा क्योंकि यहाँ पे जो ज्यादा एडवांटेज अभी रेड टीम के पास है और सेलेना का बहुत ही प्यारा स्टैंड और इसी के साथ जो इशूजन को मिला है तीसरा टाइटल, इसी के साथ देखिए कितना अच्छा सा फाइट, जेवियर का अल्टीमेट साथ में किलिंग स्प्री मिला है आपको इशूजन को, उसी के साथ हमें देखने को मिला डबल किल। तो यहाँ पे जो एमएम है उनका ट्रिपल किल, इसका देखिए कितना प्यारा सा फाइट देखने को मिला। मेलिसा भागने की कोशिश करेंगे लेकिन मुझे लगता नहीं उनको जो है भागने में सक्षम हो पाएंगे। इसके बाद मेलिसा का डैमेज लगते हुए चौका कितना सा अच्छा से किल निकालने को मिला और जो ग्रेंजर है वो मेनियक ले चुके हैं। यहाँ पे टॉरेट कंटिन्यूअसली पुश करते जा रहे हैं, बहुत ही शानदार प्रदर्शन दोनों एमएम की तरफ से, जो स्क्विशी होने के बाद भी यूएनटी को बहुत ही अच्छा खासा टक्कर दे रहे हैं। यूएनटी का जो यहाँ पे प्रेशर बहुत ज्यादा बनता जा रहा है, अगर वो लोग प्रॉपर फॉर्म नहीं हुआ तो उनको बहुत ज्यादा मुश्किल होने वाला है इस गेम पे।
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल, बहुत ही ज़्यादा मुश्किल होने वाला है और हमें देखने को मिला भी है वहाँ पे। यहाँ पे जो है ग्रेंजर को दोबारा से डैमेज देने की कोशिश की जाएगी, डेथ सोनाट का प्रयोग करेंगे और सीधा पीछे हट जाएंगे। यहाँ पे जो है मुश्किलें लगातार बढ़ी हुई है। देखिए खलील भैया जो आते हैं क्लोजिंग करते हुए पकड़ के अल्ट का प्रयोग करेंगे, उनको पकड़ने की कोशिश करते हैं, लेकिन मटिल्डा जो है वो बहुत ही ईजिली अपने सर्जिंग ईगल का प्रयोग करके उसी के साथ जो उनकी जो स्किल आती है वो जरूर यूज करके निकल जाएंगी, लेकिन यहाँ पे दोबारा से डैश मारने की कोशिश, लेकिन रूबी आई एम ऑफेंडेड का यूज करेंगी और उनको सीधा भेजेंगी रिस्पॉन्स स्क्रीन पे और यहाँ पे लास्ट का जो स्तंभ है उनको जरूर बचाने की कोशिश की जाएगी टीम यूएनडी की तरफ से। नहीं चाहते हैं कि लास्ट का स्तंभ जाए, अगर लास्ट का स्तंभ गया तो यहाँ पे थोड़ी सी दिक्कत हो सकती है और इसी के साथ रूबी जो है डैमेज सोकअप करती हुई ग्रैंजर का, लेकिन ग्रैंजर का डैमेज देखिए बहुत ही ज्यादा एचपी जो है कम कर देते हैं। डेथ सुनाता की बरसात होती हुई यहाँ पे उसी के साथ अल्ट का प्रयोग किया गया था, लेकिन जो है एचपी बहुत ही कम, पीछे हटा दिया जाएगा, लेकिन मिड का टरेट लेने के पूरी प्रयास करेंगे ग्रैंजर क्योंकि उनका जो है एचपी बहुत कम है मिड का टावर का, वो जरूर लेना चाहेंगे इस मिनियन वेव के साथ।
जी बिल्कुल शिंडा भाई, यहाँ पे देखिए जो इशिजन का फार्म की वजह से वो जो है सोलो, आप ये देख सकते हैं कि कितना अच्छा सा जो है उनका हाइपर लिंक का कितने अच्छे से किल निकाला है। जो हाइपर मैटर करता है, जो उसमें हाइपर का जो आपका गोल्ड मैटर करता है, दोनों हाइपर है लेकिन इशिजन का हाइपर इतना अच्छा है कि उनकी वजह से उनको किल भी मिल गया आपका लिंक का साथ। देखिए ग्रेंजर का जो डैमेज लग रहा है, कितनी अच्छे से डैमेज दे रहे हैं। मुझे लग रहा है कि ये गेम जो है शिव शंभू से लेने से पहले शायद खत्म हो जाएगा। जिस तरीके से एर्मागेडन जो खेल रहे, मुझे लग रहा है कि ये गेम ज्यादा टिकने वाला नहीं, अगर ऐसे ही चलता रहा तो शिंडा भाई।
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल, उसी के साथ यहाँ पे मॉन्स्टर किल दिया गया है, लिंक को एबेसल एरो फेंकने की कोशिश किए गए थे कि कनेक्ट हो, लेकिन सलीने का बार बार जो है ट्रैप जो है बार बार वहां पे लगता हुआ उनको जो है बार बार दिक्कत दे रहा है, मौका नहीं दिया जा रहा है। उसके साथ अंदर गई थी जो है अपनी मटिल्डा उड़ता फिरू और उसी के साथ उड़ता फिरू दे के यहाँ पे गॉड लाइक ग्रेंजर लेते हुए और बहुत ही बेहतरीन तरीके से उनको मौका नहीं दिया जाएगा, बार बार जो है यहाँ पे हालत उनकी पूरी खराब कर दी गई है। शायद बिना ही लौट के ये गेम समाप्त करने का जो है प्रयास जरूर किया जाएगा यहाँ पे। उसके साथ मिनियंस देखिए जिस तरह गायब हो गए हैं, बहुत ही जल्दी जो है सारे मिनियंस उनके चले गए हैं और बेस की हालत और ज्यादा खराब हो चुकी है, तो शायद जो है वो चाहते हैं कि बिना लौट के ही खत्म किया जाएगा। यहाँ पे अल्ट का प्रयोग किया गया, चाव की तरफ से बहुत ही अच्छा पकड़ा था और उसी के साथ यहाँ पे डबल किल निकालते हुए पीछे से ग्रेंजर वो बने हुए हैं ऑलरेडी डैमेज डीलर और वो डैमेज इतना कर रहे हैं कि मौका नहीं मिल पाएगा उनको। बहुत ही इजीली मैं कहूंगा ये विक्ट्री और ये जो विक्ट्री का परचम है वो लहरा दिया इन्होंने मेगाट्रॉन है, सॉरी जो इनकी क्या नाम था, मैं भूल भूल गया, माफ़ी चाहूँगा।
आर्मागेडन
जय भाई, आप
आर्मन
लेना
आ
चाहेंगे?
आर्मागेडन आर्मागेडन
या
ईएसपी।
जी, बिल्कुल, बहुत ही बेहतरीन उनका गेम प्ले। यूएनडी की हार यहाँ पे होती हुई, थोड़ी ज़रूर कोशिश की थी उन्होंने, लेकिन उनको मौका दिया ही नहीं गया। लिंक की तरफ से जो है हमें कुछ ज़्यादा ख़ास हमें कुछ देखने को मिला नहीं है, जय भाई।
जी, बिल्कुल शिंदे भाई, देखिए जैसे हीरो पीक और आपका बैन हुआ था ना, उसमें जो थोड़ा-सा जो आपका ये बता सकता हूँ कि जो आपका यूएनडी का जो टीम था ना, वो थोड़ा-सा अच्छा खासा टीम था। अगर वो लोग थोड़ा देर लेट करते तो सस्टेन भी था, वो लोग शायद कुछ गेम प्ले दिखा पाते। लेकिन आर्मागेडन एसपी स्पेशली ईटो, जब उसको आपका ग्रेंजर खेलते हुए उसको फार्म मिल जाता है, उसके बाद उसे रोकना बहुत ही ज्यादा मुश्किल होता है। ऊपर से उनके पास 2-2 एमएम थे जिनको प्रॉपर फार्म मिला, उन्होंने मौका नहीं दिया। एक बात सोचिए कि स्किल कितना ज्यादा मैटर करता है शिंदे भाई। यहाँ पे इतने अच्छा गेम प्ले दिखाया, उनके पास सारे स्क्विश हीरो थे ऑलमोस्ट, फिर भी उन्होंने मौका नहीं दिया कि जो सस्टेन टीम था यूएनडी उनको कोई चांस मिले। प्रॉपर गेम किया, टर्टल लिया, उसके बाद उन्होंने लेन पुश किया, ग्रेंजर ने लेन पुश किया, मैनियक लिया। यूशिशन का फॉर्म इतना ज्यादा हो गया था कि आप लिंक गए थे उनको मारने के लिए, लेकिन उनको मौका तक नहीं मिला। यूशिशन ने उल्टा लिंक को मार दिया। तो बहुत ही अच्छा गेम प्ले आप बोल सकते हो, इवन कुछ ही लोग लेने के बाद भी। तो यही कभी कभी मैटर करता है कि आप हीरो कुछ भी ले लो, कभी कभी आपका टीम का कोऑर्डिनेशन, फार्म और जो आपका स्किल वो भी मैटर करता है, भले ही आप काउंटर हीरो पिक करो ना करो। और सबसे बड़ा बात है कि उन्होंने जो है हारित को नहीं लिया, पहले गेम पे मेलिसा को पिक कर लिया, इसलिए ग्रेंजर का ज्यादा एडवांटेज मिल गया हीरो पिक में उन्होंने, क्योंकि मेलिसा ले लिया कोई मतलब ही नहीं बनता फिर दूसरा काउंटर हारित को ले। तो कुछ कुछ पिक में भी बात बना, लेकिन पिक अच्छा होते हुए भी रेड टीम का उनको मौका नहीं मिला। आर्मागेडन एसपी का जो गेम प्ले था, स्पेशली ईटो का जो गेम प्ले, साथ ही साथ जो अब उनका जो प्लेयर बोल सकता है विजन का फार्मिंग, उनका टर्टल, बहुत ही बढ़िया गेम प्ले हमें देखने को मिला। इसके साथ जो है यूएनडी को नेक्स्ट टाइम ये कोशिश करना पड़ेगा, उनका टीम का जो कोऑर्डिनेशन है बहुत ही बढ़िया रखना पड़ेगा, वरना फिर से अगर कोई सस्टेन हीरो लेते भी है, फिर से हमें जो वही रिजल्ट देखने का मौका मिलेगा। उनको प्रॉपर खेलना, जो जो गेम प्ले प्रॉपर टीम के साथ उनको ये कोऑर्डिनेशन बनाना बहुत ही जरूरी है शिंदा भाई।
इसी के साथ वो ज़रूर सीख के जाएँगे, और तब तक हम मिलेंगे एक नए मैच में। तब तक हम आप सभी से लेंगे थोड़ी देर के लिए विदा। एक छोटा-सा ब्रेक, कहीं मत जाइए दर्शकों। अपने चिप्स वगैरह ले आइए, कुछ खाने का सामान ज़रूर ले आइए और पानी पीते रहिए। हाइड्रेशन बहुत ज़रूरी है। उसी के साथ हम मिलेंगे आपको कुछ ही देर में एक नए मैच के साथ।
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rise of Legends Season 3. And again, we are back with the fourth game of the night. And this is gonna be a top tier battle because Team IGN would be taking on against Team Fusion Prime. So let's see if Team Fusion Prime can get back their prime in this, or the rising legend, the powerhouse of the Indian community. One of the powerhouses, I would say, will be just, getting it again. But back to the caster deck, it's gonna be Shin Ryu, joined by Miss Debbie. So, if you are here, Miss Debbie, what are your thoughts for this matchup?
Uh, this is a different kind of matchup. Mostly, like it's kind of weird because I have never seen IZN going against Fusion Prime, but they might have in the past. But I'm not sure how they're gonna be faring up because Fusion Prime they haven't been changing onto their players, right? Meanwhile, for IZN they've been sticking in this lineup for so long right now. But we have to see what they're gonna be bringing out onto this table because the drafting phase is where we are going to be looking in because, as usual, this will be the start of this game. It's Fusion Prime onto the blue side. They will be having the chance to first pick it up, and IGN onto the red side. So far, the Fanny Band is still up. I respect for some respect here.
Hey, you gotta respect the respect, like you mentioned. But again, this is a new lineup for the side of Team FNSP that I'm looking at. I have
Mhm.
been a bit aware, a bit connected with Team Fusion Prime since, like, it is a team which is kind of close to my community. So this is a new lineup that I'm seeing. A lot of my brothers are playing out there. So again, they are taking on the Giants. Like I was mentioning, it's a complete lineup of Team IGN, and this is going to be a hard battle. But again, they have done their homework. You can see the Fanny ban. I think they might ban some of the heroes of which as well, or maybe they can just double down on the jungle section. They can just get a few more heroes out, which can give a lot of threat to their backline. And let's see how do they want to draft. But it is the ban for Sir Rich.
Okay, this is our big special band. And it's also a special hero, right? The two cents. And most of the times you usually see a Jushin big band when you are onto the red side, even if you are Icy and you're going to be banning out the Jushin. So I feel like, Fusion Prime, they do not want to take out this Jushin for themselves because they do not want to first pick it or risk it as well. So if you do not want to use it or give it away, the best choice is to ban it away. So this is what they are going to be going for here. So IZN still sticking for these classic bands, so it's gonna be a Matilda again. Yeah, and how long is it been we have seen a Matilda coming into play because she's always being banned away?
I mean, this is a ban-worthy hero. What can we say? A lot of
Mhm.
utility, lot of prowess on that hero alone. So I think we might not get to see that hero for a long time unless some of
Yeah.
the heroes, some of the teams just want to trade it out a little bit. Just get it
Mm.
just here and there. But a surprising ban coming in. I did not
Mm.
expect the chip to get banned at this stage, but it is a ban indeed. Fearing the side of team IGN could have used that. What do you think about a chip ban in this meta?
The chip. Okay. I haven't seen much of a chip onto the side of IGN, right? They haven't been playing this chip. They just want to go for the hero that can just dive in, that can be a damage striker, like the gacha, like the Matilda as well, and the Hylos too. But then again, they did ban out the Hylos and the Matilda, but I feel like if Fusion Prime are kind of overthinking a little bit because they could have taken away the heroes of a different hero. Maybe for Muriel, still the Lucas is still out there, so they could have taken it away. And even the Focus too, because that guy is amazing on that hero too, and he have a wide hero pool, except for the Hylos, I would say. So this is gonna be interesting to say. There are so many metas here, Sinjo. What are the choices? Because gold laners are still out for grabs. There's so many things they can have here.
Hey, the Badang is still open. That could be a
Oh,
pick.
but okay. Okay, the Badang might be a good choice in the early phase, but then again, they want to play it safe. And I would say Gatot being so flexible, it's kind of putting IGN in a weird position where they do not want to go for the CC, but the Granger is supposed to be out. I feel like Aaron has been getting too many Grangers in his game because teams hasn't been respecting his Granger and giving it to him time and time again, and we have seen how much of a menace he was onto this Granger. So and maybe Fusion Prime has a response to this Granger because they are letting it go away so easily.
Indeed, if you're putting that respect on that Fanny ban, you should also put that respect on the Crancher ban for
Yeah.
Aaron the Creator. So I think giving it out to signature heroes, at least in the current meta for respect as well as the Aaron the creator, is not a best choice, at least so far. But if they have a plan, if they have a strategy to counter it out, that could also work. But we have seen a lot of team have tried that but haven't been successful. And Team Fusion Prime, although they are a new lineup on under this name, but the players are still have been playing for a long time together. I think they might have a plan, but they get the Moscow to counter out that grandeur. I'm pretty interested to
Well,
see how would this work, but I think the Moscow can just get out of the harm's way, the projectile skills, but also the farm as well as the item requirements still a very very essential part for his gameplay.
okay, this is an interesting early game. Early, not early game, very early marksman pick for
Mm-hmm.
1975 here. But they did give away Muriel's Lucas. So it kind of bring in 27 weapons and time can still go for this Valentina, but the next ban is going to be up for IGN2, so they can ban out the Valentina here if they do not want to give out a free Unleash the Beast or something like that.
Yeah.
They might not want to risk it, right? Freeze and Prime can still pick the Valentina away here.
They can actually. The Valentina really works well when you are paired up against Lucas. And sometimes even the other day I've seen Team IGN actually using that. Not Team IGN, I think it was Team ET using that Valentina on the EXP lane. So that was an interesting matchup I kind of witnessed. So I think a lot of teams could prioritize that, but judging the fact the side of Team Fusion Prime has already picked up two.
That's good, but very good onto the hero like a Valentina, so they can pick it away. So there's, they can have a certain, they have limited choices too here, but then again, it's still a ban for Freeze and Prime, right? What are they gonna go for? Okay, the Vexana,
Ooh,
understandable. It's kind of a typical situation where you have a gacha and you are trying to ban out the Vexana. Still,
oh,
okay,
wait.
is this a debut pick for Josen here onto the Tigra?
It could be. I mean, I didn't see that coming as well. The chip ban as well as the title pick. Two of the unexpected turnaround in this matchup. But again, I see what they are trying to do. At least they're trying to get the CC locked in for their side. They needed somebody to also double down that the CC as well as the engage skill along with the Lucas, and it could actually work really well. But so far, like you mentioned, the Valentina is still open, and that could be such a strong pick for the side of Team Fusion Prime at this point. I think they should get that momentum going for their side and just lock in that hero.
I feel like IZ they are just baiting. I feel like they are baiting the Valentina here because I look at the amount of ultimates that the Valentina can get here. The Freedom Prime, they do not want to force it attack. So even if the Valentina was available for Freedom Prime, they are given so many choices of an ultimate that can give the Valentina a choice for releases, maybe possibly because there's so many choices for him, but they did not force the traps and which will be the last one to secure that hero, and it's gonna be the Louis. So the Louis Tigreal combination. This is something that's gonna be stopping the Moscow as fast as much as possible because we all know that Moscow try to do this quick pushing things and try to transport with that SOD2. So they want to try to
Mhm.
die it again, but there's a purify into his hand. So I feel like the Moscow team have a chance if only if they for Fusion Prime they can take this early game into their hands. So they have to be careful here. The early game is surely gonna be dependent on the hands of Yami onto that of Xbox. So the burn's gonna be there, the 2 damage is gonna be there, but who's gonna be carrying it is gonna be Muriel.
Hey, that is a lot of questions that are still unanswered to our sides and to also the viewers. But again, we will go finally in the land of Dawn for the fourth game of the evening in the Rise of Legend. Presented to you by the Blank Esports, powered by Yama Esports and NXM Gaming Association. So, guys, if you're just joining in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the stream so your friends can also catch up this amazing matchup that is about to unfold. But again, on the caster deck, it's gonna be Shinryu, and I'm joined by Miss Debbie. So don't forget to even watch it out for this game because the mid lane is already starting off pretty strong. I would say there's the poke damage coming in from the Louis already on here, Debbie.
Yeah, this is gonna be a the early game aggression we have on Louis and Tyrion combination. It's so scary that I feel like the damage is gonna be outscaled here. Aurora is not gonna be having that much of a damage that Louis is gonna be having into the early game because he's always gonna be available with the yin yang reaction, the dispersion time and time again. But then again, we have to see the spells. A lot of flickers for ICN, meanwhile a little bit of a sustained for the side of Fusion Prime with that revitalized into the hands of the Rumor tank onto that Gacha. So even if they have a try, if they have to try to have that poking going on for IGN, they will still have Shang onto that revitalized to have them that sustained. But then again, the mid lane is too heavy, too good in clearance for IGN here, so they are going to be having that better rotation. And we can see here that Aurora has been too far into the towers in not having a chance, not having a spacing for trying to look for the early games. So yeah, IGN has a better trade.
Hey, they are perfectly positioned, but again, if he just oversteps, that is the point where the IGN can punish them out. They have a lot of early game with the Shuyu as well as the Louis E coming in, but with the first neutral objective already coming on the map, you can see the side of Team IGN already making sure that they get a better positioning at it. You can see Lucas already trying to give a lot of like zoning in for their side. There is the respect getting that orange buff, just trying to go in. You can see Lucas trying to be a very menace, but there is that last insanity. But the turtle will be
Oh,
secured by respect. A good retribution coming in, but there's a clapback from the side of Team IGN. They are not letting Team FNSP go out. You can see the drone on the run, but not really getting out of the harm's way from Mirio. You can see respect trying to get the stun connect, but Shang will be able to get out of there. But again, that's a strong start coming in from the side of Team IGN.
oh, that was so risky for Fusion Prime to dive in when there was an implosion available, and the flicker hasn't even been committed here, so we had to focus on to that build so far because already Aaron getting the Hunter strike very early on because he was chunking down that gold plating and he's already ahead in gold in comparison to 1975 onto that boss but he was losing a whole chunk of minions onto the bot side when he was recalling to just regain back his HP lane, HP bars, and that's definitely putting him behind a little bit. And the Heverson play, might come into play, but then again, the implosion is already available, the flicker is still there, so they can look for something else here.
Oh, look at that diversion play coming in, and the rest of the members will be collapsing. You can see the Xbox already losing the Firaga armor, but he's on the run, but not really able. Double kill will be secured by Aaron the Creator. That's what happens when you give up with the Grandeur,
Oh,
but Witch will be taken down. As you can see, the rest of the members trying to collapse as there is Witch. Respect giving a lot of damage, but you can see the Haruki with an amazing play, but it won't be enough. But Shant will also get taken down. There's that SOD connecting, but the rest of the side of Team IGN will be moving out. Haruki trying to make a play, but it might be a nail in his coffin as he gets
uh,
taken down. Respect another kill under his name, and that's 4-0 and 4 KDA for Respect early on.
that's very respect for you right into the jungle. And a hero that he's comfortable on, especially a hero like the Studio with the mobility and the immunity too. So you cannot go in with just a one skill that you have against the Studio. So this is what a mistake is happening for Haruki here. He did quite make a great start, but unfortunately for him, his team weren't available on time and they did not have the required amount of damage to take down the three members that he managed to stunt again. But IGN, they will be in a perfect position where they can take down this turtle very freely. Thus, the lack of contest coming out from the Yami onto the Xbox is very understandable because he does know that he's going to be still behind. He's already a level behind on against respect, so they can't do anything here. But the divergence will come into play again.
Hey, the diversion does connect, and you can see the Garut Kacha was never really there. There's a lot of insanity, but you can see that Frigid Glacier completely missing out. But Yami not getting out of the harm's way because Respect will make sure that he get respected on his pick and will get that kill onto his name as Team IGN are making their way to get that mid lane turret under their belt. As you can see, they can do nothing but watch. The side of Team FNSP are just having the back foot in this game. Haruki has a good position, but he does not have anyone to engage on. But the objectives are being taken left and right by the side of Team IGN in this game. Debbie, Team FNSP are just losing a lot of ground. They don't have a really opening that they can actually go into.
Yeah, the opening is being shut down quite a lot by Izzy and again, and they're staying in the jungle of feeding Prime, like it is their place to shine in. And then look at Muriel, who's just trying to dive in because he does know at the least there's no way that they will be able to counter him onto that Lucas kill. He's gonna be missing the beast, he's gonna be diving in, and that's gonna be enough of a distraction for Juzen to set up with a frozen kill. So it's gonna be so hard for Prison Prime to have a clapback and all they can do is just try to, farm up their Moscow. But then again, where is he going to be farming? Because all the sites, all the lanes are being covered by Izzy and time again. But look at the Prison of Respect. He might be in some trouble, but I don't feel like they are supporting him just yet.
Yes, they cannot spot in, but you can see the side of Team IGN not making sure that all their toolkits are properly utilized. The diversion plays are coming in point. Zozen taking a little bit of poke, but he should be just fine getting out of there. But with there is a 1v1 going on between
Oh,
1975, but it's not ending well on his part. He's really behind a level 11. Shu will definitely take him down, but there is a turtle being started off by Mario, and he's trying to engage on Yami, taking a lot of damage. Will lose that Firaga armor, does not have any way to get out, but Haruki trying to save him. But you can see Adam the Creator trying to give the poke damage, but it won't be enough to take Yami down. But wait a minute, there's the diversion play. Team IGN trying to go in. You can see Shank
oh,
as well as okay, that is Throne will be losing his passive, but he will be able to get out of the harm's way, but the rest of the member are not really lucky. Shank in the bad spot will get taken down in the hands of which as Team IGN are breaking down even inside their jungles with the diversion play in this game here, Debbie. They are making sure that Team FNSP do not get any chance of recovery at this point.
there's no chance of recovery, like you mentioned, and I would say a lot of build potential for side of Team Izzy and as well because they already have three members. I mean, yeah, not they for Iron the Creator, he already got three items and he's gonna be having the power spikes now because the Sky Piercer is up there. The stack counter Capriccio will be too much for the side of Prison Farm to handle even so. So the goal lead is definitely gonna be seen onto the marksman as well. The goal lead, so the damage is gonna be there for Iron. That was so close for comfort right there, but the diversion play onto the strategy side is gonna be so much to handle. But look at that, there might be something here.
Oh, you can see Adam the Creator won't let Yami get out of there as he making sure that he gets a kill. But there is that Lucas
Oh,
going
real?
flicker, but Mirio will not get what he was looking for. As you can see, there is the diversion coming from Zozen, but it won't be working because the Purify will be there as the member of the side of Team FNSP are on the run, but they cannot run, can they? Which and Aaron the Creator will make sure that they get in their coffins as they are making sure they get this game so fast and so early on. We are just 9 minutes into the game, and they are almost under, near their inhibited turrets. As you can see, Respect starting the Lord off by himself. This should be an uncontested Lord onto the bot lane. There is more poke damage going on, but Team FNSP, they need more time. They do have the angles, but they don't have the farm necessary to go and utilize those angles at this point here, Debbie.
Yeah, that's what I was scared about, right? When they pick out the Aurora, because even with the amount of CC that Aurora can provide, she doesn't have the damage required for the mid laner like your secondary damage dealer. It's not so much. It's not much to handle in comparison with the Louis too. And even with around the creator, the Capriccio stack already hitting out the 500 rate, so it's gonna be hurting quite a lot. And we can see the backliners even suffering from that, even though they do not have the feather for IZN. They have someone, they have a distractor, they have a displacer with the Louis here and onto the hands of them other than the Fitch here. Then again, he was just trying to happen with the beast, but yeah, you have to be careful because the flicker for the side of Haruki is just popped.
You can see the AOG will be used, but it's just to his demise as he will get bursted down. Respect making sure, but the Lord does get cleared. They have opened the base out here from the top as well as the mid lane. They are trying to make sure that all the lanes are cleared, but it won't be any avail. But the mid lane minion waves are already there. You can see Zolzen going in with the conceal as well as the play, but he does not have the flicker. He's trying to go for the implosion, but it will not
Oh,
be to any avail as he gets
oh,
just pushed inside their fountain as he gets taken down. As the side of Team IGN loses their tanker, but you can see the Frigid Glacier being used, but it will not to any avail because Miria will make sure. No, it was Aaron making sure that they are getting inside again in the coffin and a triple kill to secure this game. And Team IGN are breaking the defenses of Team FNSP to move to the next round of the Rise of Legend. Debbie, what a one-sided game, but it was so much dominated by the side of Team IGN.
Yeah, it might actually be dependent on the draft as well. I would say IGN are playing it so well up until the end of the draft. They were closing it out with a hero like a Louis. When you have so many frontliners and have a Louis onto the opponents, that he's gonna be always displacing you time and again. And we have seen how much of a damage that he was doing into the mid side. And we were talking about how much of a mid lane monster Tigreal within Frozen, not in Frozen, but the Concussive Blast is along with Louis, so they were clearing far better than the Gatot Gasa and a Aurora. So when you have the better clearance into the mid side, you're going to be the one rotating far better than the opponent. So this is what ICN were doing. They were rotating all around the map and not giving any chance for drone to even step up into the reverse side. So even if you have that massive amount of crowd control, you do not have the spacing, you do not have the place to sit, you do not have the place to ambush, and it's going to be a GG for you. So we can see here how much of a dominance that they were showing. So I feel like even Aaron the Creator was winning the lane against 1975 under the Moskov, then it was a given, right? This is a Moskov, a late game hero. He does need the items, at least 3 or 4 items. Meanwhile, for Granger, he does need the stack of the Capriccio as well as Sky Piercer, and they are going to be coming online. So they were having that too much of an expensive hero onto that gold lane side and not taking out an early game jungler because Xbox is not a threat this meta, so they could have gone for a Zulian instead maybe, then they can have that early game to their hands and farm up their Moscow. So IGN, they were understanding their situation well. The opponent's jungle, the opponent heroes so well that they were able to make so many plays without any stops,
Mm-hmm.
without any blockage.
Yes, they were able to make so many plays. We were talking about the fact that you should not give those heroes away so easily
Mhm.
to Aaron to respect. But I do understand the fact that their hero pool is quite wide and you cannot ban every single heroes that they want to
Yeah.
go for. But again, the fact is that you have to have some countermeasures prepared for when you're
Mhm.
facing these powerhouses. So again, I think a little bit of homework for the side of Team FNSP would be that they can actually work with their whatever they were lacking in this game, and they can emerge. They have the potential. They are young hearts at this game,
Yeah.
so they have the passion. They have the love for the game. So I think they can come back stronger. They can emerge stronger because Team FNSP has always been one of the top teams around this region. So it's just about time they can actually work with the things and just emerge back stronger. But right now, Team FNSP will be stopping their journey out here, but Team IGN would be moving to the next round. Congratulations to them. And with that, we have to go for a short break. So we will be preparing for the next match, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned because there are much more matches on our way, which is going to be even more amazing to watch. So, with that, me and Debbie would be signing off for now, but don't go away anywhere. So, be ready to catch the action once again. 8:40 को स्टार्ट होगा ना, तो 8:40 को ठीक स्टार्ट कर दे।
बस
Okay, welcome back, guys, to the Rising of Legends Season 3. And right, like this is round 2, day 2. And finally, we have the fifth match of the night. And currently, Team 7 Commandments will take on against Team Inzio. And back in the caster decks, I'm gonna be Shin Ryu, joined by Miss Debbie, who's gonna give her amazing analysis on this game. So, Miss Debbie, although we don't know too much about the teams, but I think we might get to see the meta once again being repeated, for most of the picks that will be coming through our way.
Yeah, metapix is the way to go, right? When you are in a comfort hero, it's good and all, but it's very experimental sometimes. It depends on the type of series that you're playing. Like if it's a best of three, go for the comfort in the second game when you have the first game. But this round is a best of one series, so it's the winner takes all. So they have to be careful because right now for Seven Commandments and Inzio, they are both here into the drafting phase. We will see what the first ban is gonna be because you know what? I'm betting on the Fanny again. Fanny has always been there, so there we go. The Fanny's appearing. So what is the other side? Seven Commandments already banned out the Fanny. So for Inzio, what they are
Eh,
gonna be taking away?
Hey, there's a Zushin, there's the Badang, there's a Selena, and Zushin. Of course, the
This
Zushin will always get banned. Man, you just know, right? Ray's favorite hero will never be open. Like, just get it away. Like you don't
yeah.
find that hero anywhere open for like a lot of teams. Even last game it was Witch who could not get his hands on his hero. So I think it is pretty understandable. But again, if they're banning the backline dive, respecting the fact that the Fanny can be one of the threats, so I think they might want to ban a bit more dive that can they just get rid right now, or they can just get rid of the the tanky chunky boys, which can always be a threat, like the I would say the Hylos as well as the Gadutkacha more, but oh, more mages ban coming through.
Okay. And you know what? I like the Sicilian band. This guy has been such a dominator into the mid game, into the late game, into the mid lane, I would say. Because even with the weak early game, when you have a Sicilian pair up with the amount of muscly tanky heroes, he's gonna be farming up. Then you do not have to worry about your marksman being very low in farm when you have a Sicilian. So, understanding this, they are banning it away, but. Still, in jail, they are going to go ban out that Louis so very early on when there's so many metas that they can ban away. So maybe they do know that when commandments are playing a mean Louis on their side, maybe they do
Hey,
want to block it away. Is it?
guess
But
what?
it's still also a
They
meta,
might have
right?
they might have watched the last game. Like they might have watched Witch playing that
Oh,
Louis. You
that's
never know.
makes sense.
Hey.
Makes sense. Because you see the
Mhm.
dimension with the Tigreal, oh, that was something you do not want to face, even if you are in the ranked game so far. Okay, I think Seven Commandments. They were also the one watching that game, betting out the Lucas, but still,
Probably.
it's a meta. It's a meta. So
Mhm.
Super Killer, what is he gonna ban here?
I think they can ban out the Batang at this point because that is a good contender
Oh,
for a flex pick. Or they can also get away banning out with some of the assassins about wait, they get rid of the Harriet. I would say,
okay.
the goal lane is something we don't get to see being picked first. A lot of the teams don't go for the grandeur nowadays, so there is the Badang being the first pick from the side of Team 7 Commandment. Pretty understandable, I would say. The flex potential definitely makes it worthy.
I like the Badang here in the first pick, but then again, they can pick up the heroes that can be a literal counter for the Badang too. I really like Apovius, but still for Apovius here. Yeah, but it is gonna be too early on because they do not know if the Badang is going into the XP lane. So the Granger is still up for grabs as well as the Furio, the Joy, so many, but the Matilda too. Okay, the Matilda might be a great choice here along with the Gwender so they can pick it out again. Or if they want to go for the high ground, can go for the Selena with the stuns. But yeah, a better choice I would say. The Kata is being picked away, so then again, we have to see what the site of Seven Commandments will go for because the high lows is still up for grabs that can be good against the Gatot. But
Hey, the
direct
Irithil, the Irithil is a good option to have when you
uh,
are, when most of the heroes are banned. So I think the Irithil is a good choice, and even the Shuyu is a pretty balanced pick. So Selena can actually come through at this point. It can work well, I feel.
I feel so. But yeah, the skills has to be very on point, right? Because as Selena,
Mhm.
you really
Totally.
be able to kind of always moving off a marksman a hero like this Irita, or a hero with with an immunity like the Suya. It's gonna be hard, right? I do not want
The
to see an
mobility,
Aurora
yeah.
next again.
Hey, there comes the Aurora as well as the Garud Kacha
Oh
combo, you
no,
know. I think
exactly.
they always pick it up for the pairing of the skill. The layering works pretty well, I would say, for a lot of teams, but the timings are really essential. And a lot of the times we have seen heroes which have a lot of mobility, just stepping out, just outstepping or sidestepping the skill range. So they actually just make it pretty much useless. It just hits nobody. And talking about the second banning phase, we can see the high laws, one of the chunky boys being banned. Team Seven Commandments, they need something for that EXP. So also the roaming position. So the high laws could have given a much more mobility, and the other team thinks that the Joy could be a potential, counter to their backline, getting it out. So pretty understandable so far. The bans, they are just targeting each other's heroes, which they have not picked yet.
Yeah, the joy. I like the joy band, like you said, and the highest band for the side of Inzio here. Because yeah, the highest is good when they pick it out alongside an Irisal and a Badangtu and a Studio on top of that, and going against a Gatot Kaza, it's also kind of valid. But still, should they go and ban out the CC here too? But the Eve is going to be making more sense here, so they're going to be picking out the Eve. So I feel like there's still a hero that they are yet for India. They are yet to pick up a hero that can be a little lockdown for a hero like the Iritel who's going to be fast moving. So they are surely going to be needing an assassin. So if a Seven Commandments can ban out another assassin here, it's going to be good. Still, Hayabusa probably. I
Mhm.
think there are so many choices.
Yeah, the Hayabusa could be a good choice. The Hayabusa can work well to the back line, getting the members down. But even I think they can ban out the, I would say, the Alpha at this point. It can give. Oh,
Oh,
sorry, the Julian. Hey, how can we forget the Julian? It is still up for the take, and they are banning out that Carmel in this game. So they're not letting that, the link coming in along with that rest of the CC as well as the AoE damage the other team has to offer. So I think the Julian could be a really good early game pick for the side of team, Inzio at this point. What do you think?
I would like a Julian to go against a Suyo, but they can try to play it safe. They do not really wanna go for the late game for Inzio here. They wanna go for the mid game. So I feel like they can go for a choice of the Julian 2 and the Hayabusa 2 out there. If they go for the Hayabusa, it's gonna be a valid answer for the Iritel. Still, they have to lock it away.
Yeah,
But what do they
the
do here?
Hayabusa can work. The Hayabusa can work. I feel like it is a pretty, understandable pick. Getting the fact that they want something for that early game, which can actually have the potential to dive at the backline as well. Given the fact that the AOG can go and just disrupt the backline. The Hayabusa can just take advantage of the frenzy moment and just go in with the Shadow as well as the Ogi Shadow kill to just get the kills out. I think it is a good flank potential that adds up to their draft. And I like the angle that they have, so far. They have the Grandeur to get the poke damage, the Aurora to get the CC in, the Garutkacha to just get the lock in on the members to get them out of the the group up that they want to go for, the the front to back composition that the team has to offer. But I think the Hayabusa works really well in that regard. But you can see they are instantly locking in the Vexana to just make sure the Hayabusa does not have a good time. Even the Garutkacha can get a bit countered once he dives into the turret. Getting a lot of taunt can make him just not do much. Can work really well.
I Yeah, it works. It works here, but if they do not, if Stevie here does not have the Eternal God, it might be still hard because yeah, it's an assassin and a mage, right? You are gonna be careful what kind of mage you are gonna be picking up when you are facing an assassin here. So it's kind of a great choice to say because it's gonna be a little bit sustainable for Stevie here onto that Vexana too. So that in order to survive the onslaught that's gonna be coming out from the Hayabusa here, the Cho is gonna be the last pick here. So yeah, we were talking about the answer for a Iritel, right? For an Iritel. So the Cho is
Hmm.
coming into play, and as I feel like this is gonna be kind of forcing Iritel into a purified. So if C does not have the purify, it's gonna be hurt. But if C also have the purify, Hayabusa is always gonna be diving in again. So it's kind of like narrowing down the choices of a
It's
spell
a
too.
it's a mental pressure at this point. Which spell do they want
Yeah,
to go for? So, I mean, usually we see the Irithel going for the sprint a lot of times, but he is on a flicker this game around. So he's just like getting sure that he does not get locked in the under the AOG or the frigid glacier. I believe that what he's looking for. But then again, the lock in skills as well as the the damage potential is really high from the other team. He can get punished time and again, but with the game already rolling from the draft to the land of dawn, this is gonna be the fifth game of the night in the Rise of Legends season 3, brought to you, presented by the Blank Esports, and brought to you by the Yama Esports and the NXM Gaming Association. So guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, like the channel, subscribe now, and share it to your friends so they can also join the amazing battles that have already been taking place. And so far we can see Team Seven Commandments taking on against Team Inzio in this match. And on the caster deck is gonna be Shinryu, and I'm joined by Miss Debbie. So we'll be getting the action live, but you can see the middle lane Debbie, the Chow already trying to be aggressive.
yeah. The clearance of a Cho and an Aurora is gonna be too much for the early game, especially if you're like these, playful Cho. So we have to see what the rotation is gonna be because it's gonna be a 50-50 for an Aurora and then Vexana to clear up a little bit. But then again, we have to compare the rumors too because Cho and a Kufra with the bouncing ball, he might be able to counter all these deacon goals as well. But the Lito is going to be secured by the studio here. So a great start nonetheless. But the
Yeah,
pressure
it's a
is
good
still
start.
right.
Hmm. I
It's
think
on for the show here.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a slow battle. They will try to just get that level 4 for most of their members because before that they don't have too much ground to engage with. They can get the jump in, but you can see a lot of poke coming in onto that. Aurora will be losing that passive. It's just getting out of the flicker, using the flicker, getting the harm. But the first blood will be drawn by the side of Team Inzio on that Hayabusa, getting that early kill, but they're not letting that Kufra go. There is a flicker from the Grandeur, but there's the taunt driving him out. We can see that it's not in a good spot. Forced to flicker, but he will not be surviving. The Grandeur making sure that he gets that kill under his belt, and that's a good start coming in for the side of Team Inzio early on.
Yeah, and you're having the start that they do want it, and the turtle is already going to be spawning in about time. And both of the teams are set to make their plays around this turtle, and even if they are losing out their goals and the goal later, they can try to look for this turtle for Seven Commandments in order to have that goal lead back onto their goal later for you to tell here. But then it's still gonna be hard because one of the rumors are not level 4, but the turtle is nearer
Hmm.
to level 4 than the Kufa. So whenever he's having that way of the dragon, the plays are gonna be in the making.
Indeed, but a lot of spells already being used up. You can see the Kufra taking a lot of damage, won't have that momentum to go in, but you can see the Chow taking a lot of poke, the taunt connecting, and will get bursted down. And a kill will be given to the side of Team 7 Commandments as they're slowly making their way to the turtle pit. They're trying to start it off. You can see there's the Badang trying to get the zoning off. There is the AOG, but nobody home. It will be completely missing as KN will be getting the turtle to his name. There's a engage again from the Badang, and there's one more kill for the side of Team 7 Commandment as they're not letting the side of Team Inzio run. The Chow trying to find an answer back, but will just decide otherwise. But that's a good turn around coming in by the side of Team 7 Commandments.
Yeah, the goal lead has been equalized now. Then they are the one actually having 100 goal lead into their hands. So for Seven Commandments, they can make kind of plays, but they still need to farm up their steers a little bit to have their snowball going on rolling on for them. But then again, it's gonna be a Hayabusa all over the map. So for the mid lane to be, able to provide the aid for the side lanes, they have to know where the Hayabusa is gonna be appearing time and again. And so the Cobra is gonna be, in a position where he has to always be protecting the mid side. But look at the top side.
Hey, the Hayabusa making sure that he goes in, but you can see the
Oh,
flicker, good micro coming in by that Irithel, the simp, making sure that he just not get caught off lacking, but there is that blue buff Grand Theft coming in right now. But you can see the rest of the members trying to make sure that he does not get the way of the dragon does connect. There's the AOG knocking one up, but the jump from the Kufra will make sure the Chow does not survive. As the next on the chopping block was the Garud Kasha will be taken down as they are eyeing for that purple buff. But you can see the Hayabusa trying to go in, but he will decide otherwise as there are four members there, and that is the purple buff Grand Theft coming in already.
Yeah, early steal, and I would say this is gonna be the lead Studio has to have, right? KN is gonna be having, and I kind of want to point out the playstyle of this Koopa right here because he's been trying to mirror the movement of the show, not letting any kind
Hmm.
of damage to be done onto his base again, and trying to let Daryl solo the Granger too. And even if there was a rotation coming out from the Hayabusa, the flicker with the microplay there, it was perfectly on point and has been not giving the throw any kind of standouts for himself because the bouncing ball is always going to be available and he's always stopping the throw, not letting him do anything else. And he's the one actually responding to it in a good and a perfect way too.
Oh,
But then, oh, there's going to be a setup. They may be looking for something here.
hey, there is the ultimate from the Badang, the fist crack there, but the turtle will be getting in the hands of the Hayabusa. The rest of them are trying to run the show, already used that flicker, will not have it anytime soon. The AOG does connect onto the rest of the members, but you can see Team 7 Commandments are not letting it go. They will make sure that the Gatutkacha get punished, and with that, they are again getting the better trades of. They did lose the turtle, but they make sure that they get the kill back to their side.
Oh, that was a good response for Seven Commandments. Even with the perfect AOZ, there wasn't any damage coming up on the side of Inzio to follow up with. But with that being said, another turret will be falling down to the hands of the Seven Commandments, so the response is still out there. But look at that.
Hey, Bone was not in a good spot, but there you can see the poke damage coming in. The Erythral needs to be careful. The Kufra trying to run out, but Super Killer will get that kill onto their side. But you can see there is the push coming in by the side of Team 7 Command, making sure that they get some kind of trade off. They are trying to get a turtle for this, I mean, for a turret for their side as well. Team Inzio making sure that they also not losing on the objective that are being traded off, but they can see a 1v1 going on between the Badang as well as the Chow, but both making sure that they do not get overstepped or just make a mistake. But you can see as orange burp being stolen, but there is another engage onto the mid lane. You can see the Garut Kasha just caught. There's that Eternal Guard, but you can see the Chow trying to find an engage, but he will not get the kick he was looking for, not having that angle yet. But I think with that, both sides would want to retreat at this point.
Yeah, they have to disengage because their discipline is top notch for both of these teams. They are not overstaying. They are not overcommitting to more than they could have handled to. And looking at the goal too, looking at the XPs too, the jungles are in the same level. So this is a best case scenario for Inzio against because Hayabusa, you do not want to be behind. But oh my goodness, a lot of damage potential coming out from this sync. But still. They are rotating 5-on-5 here. Even if they try to look for team fights, there was a jump, but not on perfect point. There's another resource being wasted for Kufa here. The
Mhm.
turtle they might have to put it on the hold.
Hey, Stevie, not in a good spot, will be getting bursted down. The AOG does connect once, get knocked up, but there's the rest of the member trying to go in. The Badang trying to go for the fist crack, but he will not be surviving the damage. The rest of them are trying to survive the onslaught coming in, but it's not to any avail. Super killer will be getting that kill, and a 3 for none trade coming in. And with that, the turtle will be going in the hands of Team Inzio as they're also eyeing for that middle lane to open. But the fight does not stop there. The way of the dragon does connect onto the Shuyu, but there's nobody to follow it up. As you can see, the Kufra trying to run, but there's come the
Oh,
Hayabusa trying to go in. Does not have the Ogi Shadow kill, but he's just trying to get that purple buff. But the mid lane turret will also be taken down, and Team Inzio making sure that they are not letting the other side have a free time farming around the map.
yeah, that was a great clapback, I would say. And you know what? I feel like Hayabusa has been doing a good job of trying to equalize the amount of experience that he have and not letting the swinger be on the lead. And this is a perfect scenario for your jungle too, right? He's been stealing away, getting out the blue buff. It was a response for what he have lost into the early game. But then again, still, it's gonna be still 50-50 for both of these teams. But we have to see, right? We need a snowball Granger. And for Irithel, he can depend on the late game too. But Honestly, well, the snowball is completely necessary still, so they can look for fights here. But yeah, they have to be careful because one of the jungles are not yet available, and mainly the Hayabusa. But one is just being wasted just for a mid lane turret here.
Yes, the middle enter there is where they want to take the next fight. As you can see, the Badang going in with the face crack and getting two members, and there will be
Oh,
another trade. The Badang does fall, but the Gadot trying his best, but the middle turret will also be falling as the Badang. Sorry, that is the Gadot Kacha will be the double kill by Q. You can see the positioning coming in from the Hayabusa though. He's trying to go in, does not find. He uses the OK Shadow kill, get the kill onto Stevie, but he needs to be careful. He does have the Shadow still, but he's just trying to run for the hills to the top lane, and that is a 3-4-2 trade coming off for this time around. But yeah, so far the goal lead is not favoring any of the side. You can see the Shuyo again being aggressive, steals away that orange buff. The Hayabusa on the run does not have the Oki Shadow kill, but does have the shadows to get out of the harms with the Chow trying to go in with the setup, but there is nobody that he can engage on. But Debbie, finally the Lord has spawned in the land of Dawn, and team Seven Commandments, they have a better, team fight capability, but the clapback coming in from the other side is also no less.
yeah, they are just always responding for Inzio, and they are sometimes coming out on top, and sometimes they are losing out the best deal. But then again, this law is gonna be important because this law is the one who's gonna be deciding who is gonna be onto the lead with a 2K goal too. But then again, there are so many response, right? For both of these teams, they are always clapping back time and again. So we have to see what they're gonna go for here because look at that.
Hey, the fist crack will make sure that they are cracking that Kacha down, but you can see a lot of poke damage coming in from the bonus damage on the Grandeur, but there's again the wall connecting, but you can see the positioning from the high going in the favor of team Inzio, but again that AOG does connect. There's a fist crack, but two members being taken down. There's that clapback coming in. The Hayabusa going in with the OK Shadow kill, but the Hung will be able to survive, but the other member will not be so lucky, but he gets taken down.
Oh, the Lord went to Seven Commandments there. We did have a still in the connection, right? Oh, okay. Seven Commandments did secure the
Yeah.
Lord, so yeah, they have to have the upper hand, right? Because even if they lose out their members, the Lord is going to be marching down to the forward lanes, and the turret is very very low, so they might be able to get it. But then, oh, look at the top side. Oh, there was so close for comfort. One resource being wasted by the Badang. Still, it was a good response coming out from Hayabusa, just trying to be the macro factor here, and he's been doing a great job in splitting and letting his members stay together for meant and one lone hero. So he's been doing a great job too. And even if he does lose out his blue buff time and again, he has been able to respond with the stealing soon, but right now he's gonna be having safer choices. So both of these teams are they are very less chaotic than we are used to. So it's kind of weird to say them they are playing very, very conservatively. And yeah, we have to focus on the build absolutely because right now for Granger are still onto the third build right now. But the result is going to be hurting this time around because he does have the damage at this point, and even if they try to go in, the sustainability is here, but he's still lacking onto that wind of nature that can save him from the Hayabusa. But look at that, a lot of game play on the top side.
Hey, finally that Shuya will get taken down. The AOG already used, but nobody home. You can see the doubles combo set coming from both the side, but team Seven Commandments don't have the damage necessary. They want to go in for the fight, but you can see that they are still not giving up. There is a rotation coming in from the Irretrial, making sure that they get a bit more damage onto their side. But I think neither of the team want to overextend that team fight any longer. But again, there is the way of the dragon, but the freeze will be saving him out. But how long? But again, that's a good play for that Stevie just get out of the harms with a Chow again trying to going in. But Debbie, that is so much aggression from both the side. They are so on par with each other.
Yeah, they whenever there's a fire, right? The one with the better skill set, the more skill set is gonna be coming out on top because, like you said, very equal, economy wise too, and kill wise, yeah, there's no lead. There's just, hundreds and odd hundred a goal ahead or behind just like that. But then again, the Lord is already messing, but Inzio, they are in a better focus for the Lord, but they do not have their jungler here yet. So I feel like Seven Commandments, they might be having this green light star for a fight here, but it's Hayabusa with the mobility, so he can come in right on time. But so looking at the positions
Mm-hmm.
too, while the far lane is pushing in for Inzio, but it's actually Seven Commandments starting on the line.
They're trying to rush it in before the Hayabusa comes to the play, but it might be too late. You can see that already being secured by the side of Team 7 Commandments as a backline already being zoned out by the 3 member. The Frigid Glacier will be missing this. A fist crack onto the one member, but onto the backline. You can see the Hayabusa doing his work, but again on the backline of Team Inzio. Irthel the same, making sure that he gets the damage dealer down, and there is 3 members already taken down, and the Gatot Kacha trying his best, but there's a lot of damage on his plate, and again Sim getting the killing spree, and with that the Hayabusa, the sole survivor against the entire Team 7 Commandment. It is a 4v1 situation. The Hayabusa trying to go in to clear the waves out, does not have the Ogi Shadow kill, but he goes in, making a play. Sim gets taken down. He finally gets the Ogi Shadow kill, but it's not to any avail, but he might get taken down, and with that, all the members have been down from the side of Team Inzio, and the minions are already there. And with that, Team 7 Commandment finally puts an end to that long-standing game after almost 15th minute of a constant battle, Debbie.
Yeah, it was a constant battle time and again. So much economy equalization and experience-wise also. And I would say Yukiri was doing such a good job in how he was managing out the far lane, but still for Seven Commandments, when they had the vision on him, they were starting and bursting down the log very easily, and they were able to secure it too, even if they lose out their members. But still, it was a good trade because they did lose out their mates only, and they have their DPS, the Sint on the Irital, surviving on perfectly on time and taking up a nade that grandeur. It was a good game for them at that point. And Seven Commandments, they did manage to keep on equalizing their roles, the goals, and always taking down, always trading whatever they lose. So even with the turrets, even with the creeps, they were always taking what they had lost. So at that point, they weren't even behind, they weren't even ahead, but they still have a better setup because the Kufa and the down. How can you compete with those kind of setups? Even if you are extra with the when an Gatot Katai, it's kind of a pickup hero, right? And Gatot Katai is really dependent on a hero that can be very destructive, and he does not have that. So at that point, even Yukiro with so much carry, he wasn't able to take his game, take his team to an end. And Seven Commandments, they were perfectly in sync, like family they are. So they were synergized in every way, and I feel like that was what sets them apart from Inzio here.
Yes, I do agree with about the fact that Seven Commandments they had a better setup. We saw how the Chow was not really able to make much of the plays. He was trying to go in with the the set, the G Kundo as well as the Way of the Dragon, but time and again he was just being denied. The Vexana pick worked so well. We were talking about the disengage, the just like you can just like make the taunt, and with that the rest of the members can just get the damage, and that's what happened time and again. And I think they just found that this engage in the form of that Vexana that worked perfectly well for their side. And again, the Batang with the sets, though he was completely a menace the entire game. I would really give props to the Batang for constantly harassing the other team's backline. But time and again, I would say the Hayabusa really played well. He was trying his best, but the rest of the team could not climb up to that same level of, performance in this game. It was a bit hard for them to actually even go out and deal the damage when the other team was kind of farmed up, kind of had a better positioning, and the sets were constantly there for the 3 of the members. And I think with the lack of engage, they kind of fell short from the other team, and that just put the nail in the coffin. And with that, they had to take the defeat in this game. But again, they had an amazing performance. I would say Team Inzio, they were completely on par with the other team at times. We saw how the trades were going on, but it was just unfortunate. The luck factor did not work too well for their end. But again, that is an end to this game, Debbie. So we have to move forward to the next game, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we have to because we cannot wait any longer because even Seven Commandments, they want to go and celebrate too. So yeah, with that being
जी।
said, for now we are going to be taking a short break because we are coming back for more.
Sup, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to our Rise of Legends Season 3, presented by Blank Esports, powered by NXM Esports, as well as Yama Esports. So here we are back again with the sixth match of the day of the round two, day two, and it's gonna be 5 Inc. versus Guild Genshokyo. And all of the candidates, it's gonna be you, na, hyping you guys up. And I mean, I could be your guys, should I mention the word or not? You could say me the side chick. But anyways, Yuna, say hi to the stream.
Hello everyone, to the stream and hello everyone to
Yuna, I guess there's a issue with your audio. Could you please come up a bit closer?
okay, I think my voice capacity is actually.
Uh, but I guess both the teams are ready, and we would be heading to the drafting phase as soon as possible. Uh, so, what do you expect? What kind of match are we gonna see?
I mean, I'm kind of expecting a lot of interesting and full of spiciness, the match between this team because they both are looking really amazing, and also I'm expecting a lot of actions into the, match.
True, but as we speak, the banning phase has already started, and yes, I mean Fanny getting banned out. So, you do you have any PTSD with Fanny? Yuna?
Literally, I was playing out classic before, like entering the casting. Oh my god, I faced a Fanny and she was literally annoying me a lot, coming towards me and just taking me away with that, cutthroat. And I'm like, please, God, please save me, save me. I don't want to get, killed by the Fanny. It's kind of annoying, when she got that farm onto her as well. She started to snowball. She's gonna literally mark you down, especially the backliners. You won't be able to survive out, the cables coming, the mobility she has as well. When your frontliners is literally away from you, it's kind of really scary getting choked on by this Fanny again and again.
I mean, that's the main point. Fanny is getting banned. I mean, that's true. But then looking at the other bans, I mean, pretty good meta heroes are getting banned out. I mean, Irithale, the late game beast, Granger too. I would say he is kind of an goated marksman right now. I mean, if you use him with, I don't know, proper tank or a fighter. I mean, you just need a sustainer and I mean a defensive player, defensive hero to play along with him, which can sustain a lot. And I guess he will serve his team very well. I mean, if used properly, because I mean this hero is a constant hero. I mean, from the early to the late, the damage spike it's pretty high. And I mean, groomed up with a Sky Piercer, that could be lethal for your opponents. But then also Badang would be getting banned out, and I mean that's obvious because I mean this hero is a clutch in most situations. So I mean with the flicker he can't be denied with the fist break. So yeah, and obviously Yuna Zushin would be getting banned along the way as usual. What do you have to say about that?
I mean, it's a very expected ban, like she's getting already every single time ban, so it's nothing new because it's a VIP seat reserved for only one, that is Shusin, into the banning panel, and of course she's gonna get that seat anyway. But the thing is, the Sicilian is still open, but the team, in Q, they decided to go with the Sicilian and go first base. They're gonna go first base, thing to pick up the jungler at first.
And I mean to put easy on to that show you. I mean, this hero has, you know, a high probability of snowballing in the early game as far his damage is pretty high, as well as, he has a lot of mobility to him. So, I mean, on with an evil Quiller, he can, as you keep on mentioning, he can easily steal on those objectives, surprisingly. So, yeah, would be a great jungler to start with. But then another good, I would say, goated EXP leader has been picked out. That's CC from the side of Guild, and also they would be going with an OP gold laner. That would be Harit, because we all know the damage output with his Zaman Post as well as Chrono Dashes. That's pretty annoying. And adding to that, in Synchro Fusion, it's somewhat to be scared of if you're playing in the marksman against the Harit. So yeah, But then seeing the Harith pick directly countering it, it would be the Phobius getting picked out right away. Because I mean, why not unlocking his infernal pursuit with the dashes of Harith? I mean, that's something that we would watch out in this match too frequently. But then also Bruno, unexpected pick. I mean, not a bad pick though, because the stacks on this hero with his passive increases the crit stacks and the damage. So yeah, would be a really good pick to just to melt down enemies. And I mean, we all know with the new item that's not it's not a new item anymore. I mean, the malefic gun increases the range significantly. So yeah, it's a lot helpful with these kind of MMs which do have a low range. So yeah, it increases the chances and the killing streak for these heroes. But then, okay, I could see a Matilda getting picked out. So what do you have to say about this?
I mean, Matilda is a really great support, with the shield, with the hill she provides as well, a guiding wind over there, giving a beautiful wings to her back as well, just taking their teammates alongside whenever, like, her teammates is into the problem, is really low onto the HP, getting ganked by the opponent team. She's gonna literally help her teammates out as well. There is a circling eagle to give a lot of damage, and also onto the second banning phase, we can see a good tank that's the Hylos getting banned out. I mean, a good frontliner with his sturdiness as well as Gurus pathway, giving a great mobility onto the team fights to the team as well, slowing down the movements of the opponent team as well. Julian has been banned out because recently Julian is playing a very well until the land of dawn. He has a lot of combos and he doesn't even need to reach that level to get his ultimate open as well. It deals a lot of damage, so I mean a great choice because they have the Suyo, so why not ban out this hero? And also the Louis, a great millionaire getting banned out because the divers and gameplay are literally surprising to the opponent team, but good for your own team. And also there's the duality damage she gives, and that is really good. And as well, we can see that the Javier has been taken down.
Yeah, I mean, Xavier, man. It's too annoying, to face his infinity, I mean, infinite expansion. What am I saying? It's not, yeah. It's his dawning light as well as, I mean, his skill and 1 and 2. That's too annoying because I mean, temporarily immobilizes uh, either, I mean, your opponents and gives you a speed buff if he's on your team. And I mean, if you're facing against him, it's gonna be just a spam of skills, and that's too annoying to deal with because the damage output increases significantly, and I mean, the constant pokes from his dawning light are too hard to be handled out. And I mean, that's something that I have faced and mostly I'm annoyed with. So yeah, I don't prefer this hero, and yeah, he's in the banning section. So yeah, a lot of other heroes do have a probability to hail in this match. But anyways, looking into the second picking phase, it's gonna be Eve. I mean, great pick though, because I mean the RHS, sorry, the hero manipulation will be providing a lot more ground based, attacks as well as strategies. So they just need a good sustainer, I feel, to complete their whole lineup. But then Matilda would be there. I mean, supporting in the end of the fights, providing crucial support in during the dire situations. But then our eager artillery of MLBB Farsa will be used in this match. So yeah, would be a lot interesting to see her cast her feathered airstrike along with the Kufra to interrupt Hadith with his skills as well as CC. Okay, and the chosen one would be picking out Alpha to melt down the tankiness of their opponents. So yeah, very fulfilling lineup, I would say, countering each other. So what do you have to say about this?
I mean, both of the teams are really looking good into the composition they have picked. And for this match, but I'm a little bit concerned for the Eve because she has a Matilda for this support, but still Eve needs a good frontliner when she's using that RWM into the play. I guess like she might get targeted out by the jungler or maybe by the first over there when she's using her feather airstrike. It's like going pam 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 and everyone, and like I guess the Eve need to be really careful whenever it's a team fight. She need to watch out onto her position because she has a metal lab, but still she needs some, the good frontliner, like whenever she is picked in.
I mean, that's true, but further as we speculate, I mean, but then I mean, also see that amazing combination of Matilda and Alpha. because these two works a lot better when groomed in together. I mean, Alpha is a really good hero to charge in with, but then after using his ultimate, he doesn't have much option to, retreat back. So then, the guiding wind would be a great option to retreat. And by saying that, we are back into the land of Dawn again. It's gonna be 5 Inc. fighting against Guild Zen Shokyo, and 5 Inc. would be presenting the blue side as well. Guild would be hailing from the red. So let's see which team has to showcase their skills on the notch. But anyways, moving into the game, what do you think? Which combination looks better here?
And like both of the teams have a great heroes into their composition, and I'm in the Matilda, and the Alpha combo is also good over there as well. There is a full base out and also Parcel with the Suyo. I mean, both of the teams have that great, but still, we have to look into the team fights, the execution they're gonna do it into this match, because the most important thing is the team coordination and how they're gonna execute it, because a great team coordination can lead you to the victory.
I mean, true. But by far, I guess TC would be having some rage advantage. But anyways, bot lane looks kind of crowded as Cupra is initiating a fight. Maybe.
Yeah, definitely. The Golan is getting a little bit pressurized into the early phase, but I guess they're gonna, fall back to, focus on to get that farm, get that jungle creeps for themselves, and get some items for the damage, and as well, get the goal lit as well. The first neutral objective is gonna respawn into the river area, and 17 seconds. So let's see if it's gonna get the first objective into their hands. But a little tension is building upon into the Golan. The Alpha, the metal is out there, but they will be going towards the river area.
Yes, and we could see that, you know, Rito, retreating back with a low HP bar here. I mean, getting damaged up by Shoyu was enough. And that's what I was talking about when we say about Soyu's damage in the early game. But anyways, Alpha is started with the filtering. Okay, great play coming in
I mean,
from
yeah,
the Shoyu
but
joining the turtle. Yeah.
I mean, the turtle has already secured by the sea as well. The feather aspect was activated, but the Matilda and the Eve was able to fall back, but still the Alpha was taken away into the team fight, and losing the jungler as well, losing the objective into the early phase, and we can already see the Google Gaga being annoying to the Matilda. As well, the Phobia is going in with the Infinite Blizzard, but I guess he might get the shutdown. I don't know, he's really low on to the HP as well. CC going with the Yo-Yo Bleach. Who will win the CC or either the Phobias? But no, the Phobias will be taking down CC over the Infinite Blizzard, giving a lot of damage. The Matilda will be falling back into really low HP. But the Fire Strike into the river area, giving a lot of damage. The Parrot will be taking away the life of the Farsa.
Okay, okay. I mean, that was a literal outplay by Nico out there. I mean, he was pretty low as far as I saw him fighting two of enemies, and then boom, there was a clutch out as soon as Kufra arrived. So I guess well played. But in the early game trade, I guess your 5 Inc are leading in with not even a 1K goal. It's something like 4K. Yeah, yeah, it's 4K goal lead onto their hands, and I mean, it's a mini item for the jungler or the EXP laner. I mean, well groomed, I feel. But then let's see. We are yet to face in for another fight to determine which team will be getting the lead onto the early 8 to 10 minutes. So let's see.
Oh,
And
that's
I
true.
guess
And here we can
yeah,
see.
yeah.
And here we can see, into the EXP lane, the CC and the Phoebus having their own time. But I guess the CC will be getting the shutdown because the Infernal Bazood, by that Phoebus was really great. But still, the Cotton Girls literally, slow down their moments into the fight, and they will be falling back as we're looking on to the goal lane. The Weirdo is kind of annoying the Bruno out there with the, Cronus as well as Zaman for stealing a good amount of damage.
Yeah, even for now, he would be taking advantage of the recall from the side of Bruno. But anyways, the turtle fight is on. Okay, so you taking down the turtle as well as Alpha would be falling here. So I guess the trades are lying in the hands of Five Ink for now. But I mean, there's a lot more probability for Alpha if he goes a bit, with the sustainable. And Matilda should, I mean, as soon as she builds the flask of Oasis, it would be, the probability of surviving of her teammates will rise significantly, and I mean, would help a lot in these kind of situations, and I guess would help, to secure the next neutral objective. But for now, if we look into the itemization section, it's gonna be, Bruno with the defensive, rose goal already built up. So I guess it's uh pretty well. I mean, decently adjusted. As for Harith is dominating the lane so quick, and look at that. I mean, he's freezing out the lane just to make sure the minions would arrive at his doorsteps for his tower. So yeah, would be a great helpful him to farm off.
Well, that's true, but into the EXP lane, we can see the Alpha is out there as well. The Phobius and the CC fighting against each other.
Yeah, but I mean, they won't commit that much as they're not taking it that much seriously because they know each other's potential to outplay each other. So yeah, and they don't know even like the opponent's support could be hiding in the bush and surprise them at any moment. So yeah, but then we could see rotation coming in to the bot lane.
I mean, well, that's true. The Arzalem is onto the place. Well, the circling healed by the Matilda. Oh my god, the Spirit of Alpha was missed out. But no, the Pico will be getting a kill onto the Bruno as well. Onto the top, and the CC getting the shutdown by the Farsa from the further airstrike. Oh my gosh, EX Leader has been taken away for the goal.
I mean, this is pretty interesting. Year 5 Inca focusing on to the EXP lane rather than EXP lane rather than the gold. Meanwhile, it's gonna be two turrets secured in the hands of Ink.
And yes, we can see the Phobius getting shut down as well. The neutral objective into the river area. The Suyo getting the objective into his hand, but he have lost away his EXP laner. The feather hitting on to them, pam pam pam, but they will be falling back safely.
I mean, that's true, but for now, we have to see. I guess the turtle fight was really cool. All the turtles were secured by 5 ink, so yeah, they do have a decent gold advantage. No, they don't. It's gonna be Guild taking the advantage, but then I wonder how. Okay, they got two turrets actually. That's why. Okay, yeah, they did secure. Also securing the third turret. I mean, three outer turrets already secured. I mean, relieved for the objective side, but then they need to improve this situation right now in case of kills.
Definitely, and RWM is onto the Alpha securing kill onto the core of the Phobius with the Infernal Buzzer. The Suyo taking down the height as well. A double kill coming from the Suyo onto the Matilda. No, the Alpha won't be spared out. The Phobius taking away the life of the Alpha.
I mean, that was a really reckless move, I would say, from Team Guild, but another fight is breaking in.
Here's the Infernal Blizzard. The Feather is strike, but the Phobius will be taking it away as well as CC has been taken down. EXP laner for EXP laner trade, which just went into the middle lane, but still, the team 5 IMQ are doing well. They're getting trades, but the goal difference is equally on to both of the side teams as well. The lot will be spawning soon into the river area, so let's see which team will be getting the first lot into their hands as well. The goal lane is looking into a little bit of pressure by both of the teams. The Kufra ready to jump on bars onto them. The further airstrike has been already activated away by the Farsa, but not. I mean, she did a damage, but not able to hit onto any of them properly. As well, the RW has been used by the
Right.
Reeve, and the Kufra will be taking over the life of the Weirdo, and Weirdo has been taken away. Oh my gosh!
I mean, that was kind of a hilarious move by Vieto diving in front of Kufra. He just nullified all his jumps, and then there is Soyu, there is Bruno to just shut him down real quick with their damage. But meanwhile, it's gonna be Soyu securing the lot for his team. So yeah, great creating advantage. I mean, that's the thing. But Team Guild are also not letting the gold gap to increase. They are maintaining it by 1 or I mean, they are maintaining it below 1K till now. But then, as the Lord has been taken, I guess it will increase at, as you know, it will help them to secure some of the turrets as if possible. If Team Guild let them, not, I mean, yeah, if they rotate wrong, it would be really good for 5 Inc to push in some lanes. But let's see.
And well, we can see the first set marching into the top lane where the airstrike is into the play, and the CC has been taken away by the Bruno hands, and also the teacher has fallen down. And I guess the lot will be defended very well onto the EXP lane as well. The pressure is into the middle, and Infinite is into the play. The Kufra taking
I
away
mean,
the alpha, the RWM is into the play by the Yi, but they will be falling back. The Matilda also will be falling back to defend out. There's minions out there, and yeah, the first lot is already defend out, but the second will be kind of hard for the team Guild against Shokyo.
that was a very nicely, arranged flicker by Kufra, I would say, with his tyrant revenge. He went straight on to Alpha, not letting him use his ult.
Definitely, the Phobos is playing out very well in the infernal puzzle by him continuously, and the Matilda has been taken away. Oh my gosh! But the Suyu is really low onto the HP, and he needs to fall back the Team 5 INQ because they shouldn't extend the fight in front of their opponent base because the inhibitors are out there as well. The blessings are there, so they will get the damage. So it's better to just fall back and wait for the second lot to respawn so they can get that lot into their hand, and it will be really good advantage if they can take away. But still, the guild against Shokyo, they are just waiting for a correct moment, the opportunity to just open up to just get the trade and just take down some members of the team 5 INQ so they can farm up, they can take over the turrets as well, the lord. So it will be kind of really pressuring both of the teams, and it will be kind of intense fight for the second lot into the river area.
True, they just need one opening to, wipe their main damage dealers off. Specifically, I would say Farsa as well as the Bruno. I mean, shutting down Bruno would be a great opportunity to push the other sides, get some more major objectives. But I mean, for now, 5 Inc have increased their goal lead to uh the 3K gold mark. Okay, yeah, they have increased their goal lead up to 3K. So I mean, pretty good fight, I would say, from Team Guild,
Matilda has been taken over
comparing to the gold. Yeah.
from the Suyo, as oh my gosh, as well the lot is there into the river area, and I guess it will be a really easy lot for the team 5 INQ because there's no one to compete with them, and the team Gil against Shook has already lost away the Matilda, as well the lot has been taken away in front of their eyes.
I mean, that's true. I didn't saw what happened, but I mean, let's see. There is more to come for this match, and I mean, as the Lord will be charging down from the bot side, I feel it's gonna be some inhibitor secured for Team 5IQ.
Well, that's true, that's true. And also, we can see, the Lord is marching from the bottom lane, and the Phobos and the Suyo is up here into the, the X lane, trying to, just poke them out. The Lord is marching, the pressure is onto the team. Gilgan Shukil over their head as well, the Alpha and the Hyde will be defending out as well. The pressure is building up onto the X lane, the where the airstrike is into the play, and the inhibited has been taken away of the team Gilgan Shukil. The team fight is, breaking in into their base. Oh my gosh, I don't know whether they will be able to, defend out or not, but I guess they will be. Yes, they will be defending out the second lot as well.
Well, I mean, they are playing pretty fine and well planned. 5INQ not getting too much aggressive onto their lane, as well as maintaining, the goal difference and pushing lane at the same time.
And also you can see the arch of them is onto the play, and the Kufra will be getting shut down, and the Metal also has been taken away. The double kill for the Bruno onto the Alpha, but the Nico will be taken away by the Harriet. Oh my gosh, two of the players have been taken out to for a trade. The airstrike is into the play, dealing damage, but not able to, go onto the range of the Harriet as well. To that, CC.
I mean, that's gonna be a tough time for 5INQ to end this game, as I mean, Guild, Genshokyo, do have pretty good defensive mage, and as well as Matilda is there to support her for rotation. And I mean CC with the vengeance, not I mean either she can choose to be sustained or go full defensive, but then either way she works really well. But for now, I guess it's gonna be the third lord, the deciding factor for both of the teams, for who's gonna dominate or win this game. Because as far as I believe, it's going to be pretty good for 5 INQ, as it's not about just for the goal lead. They do also have the retribution damage advantage between the both junglers. So kind of risky move if Guild try to initiate a fight.
I mean, yeah, they have a lot of risks into their hand, whether to engage or not, because the team 5 and INQ, they already have a lot of damage spike as well. They have a lot of lead comparing to them. So if they want to engage, they need to be really careful about their position, how they're gonna engage into this, lot fight. This, and we can see the team 5 INQ has already started for the lot, and also the team Genshock trying to get the lot but not able to. The lot has already taken away. The feather airstrike is into the play. A lot of damage coming in. Oh my god, the Alpha will be getting shut down by the CAB. The Mega Kill coming in. Oh my god, and the Infernal Blizzard is into play. As well, the Suya will be taking over the life with the head, and the double kill coming from in that Bruno onto the CC. My god, the Feather Airstrike is into play. As well, the Phobias will be getting the kill onto the Eve. And the match has already ended out over here. And the team 5 INQ has won this match of tonight.
I mean, a great fight from the side of INQ, and I would say Guild Jinshokyo kind of messed up there, including the rotation, Alpha charging in two ahead, and then the whole team lining up in a spot which enable Farsa to provide damage as well as show you, and then you do have the Kufra's Tyrant Rage to gather them up. I mean, great gameplay, and then with the Malefic gun, I guess Bruno did a really great job certifying. And like the most commendable part, I feel the rotation from the mage, which is Farsa. That was, I mean, honestly, that I would say that's a very pretty decent rotation. I would say not decent. I mean, very well planned rotation. Because I mean, if we look on and off camera, she went onto the spots where she could secure kill or provide some damage for her jungler to secure kills, and that was the really best part for me. And then if we talk about Guild, I guess they really messed up, with the Melissa and the rotation right from the early. And then you also have had the chosen one, going in, diving in very deep, where he didn't have had much backup from Melissa. I mean, the guiding one would have helped him to escape in, but then I would say there was a miscommunication between the teams.
I mean, I literally agree with you, Burger. The coordination comparing to the team 5 INQ, the girls Genshiken was a little bit lacking back. They were kind of, trying to engage into team fights, but at certain points they were not able to engage very carefully and also get the trades into their hands. Their position was getting interrupted by the Phobos continuously as well. The Kufra was there. The Suyo, the one who has a lot of mobility onto him, comparing to the Alpha. I mean, Alpha have a really true damage, but still, Suyo has a great mobility onto him as well. Once you get the farm out from that early phase, it's gonna literally devour you into the late game, because you is a kind of a jungler who have a lot of mobility, a lot of damage for him as well. The Matilda was doing great, going into team fights as well, supporting. But the thing is, they also need a good sustainer into the team fight. They didn't have that when there is only the Alpha, and also the Eve was going with a good RW plan, but getting targeted out. And that's the thing. The coordination literally kind of like back. I mean, they played out well, but better luck next time as well. Like the Phobius was playing out very, very well into his lane, also into team fights, going in, sustaining as well, giving a lot of damage by that Infernal Buzzer, not letting that CC to interrupt or engage more into team fights as well onto the Harriet. And that Nico literally play out very well. Both of the teams did well. So here we are already into the last into the second last match of tonight, and it has already ended, and
No,
another
no,
match
no.
will be the last.
Yuna. It's actually the last match of the night.
Oh,
And do you want to say something? Because I'll end it.
I mean, I didn't know that. Sorry for that information. I guess it was the second last. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was the last match of tonight. So, it's me, Sleep Well. Take care. Bye bye.
I mean, that's all for today, guys. Do like the stream, share the channel. I mean, yeah, subscribe to the channel as well as share it among your friends. And I mean, do tune for these kind of amazing tournaments. Probably you could join in, could scoop in from the Diamonds prize pool someday. And I mean, that's all for today. And it's gonna be Burger signing out from Rise of Legends season 3. And we expect you guys all, to support and show, much love like today, and continue it till tomorrow, and not just tomorrow, I mean till the very end of this tournament. So till then, take care, good night, and yeah, it's gonna be last. Bye bye.